Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split Group Stages. Today is going to be the last day of the group stages. My name is Varun Super Johnny John, and as I said, right now we have 32 teams with us. After today, the top 24 will be moving forward in the semi-finals, from where they will fight it out to see who are going to be the top 11 teams to move to the finals, because they have the 5 teams that went from South Asia to the PMPL already waiting for them over there. But before we get the day started, before we get this final day of the group stages started, allow me to introduce my analyst to you guys and my co-caster, who I will be sharing the desk with. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Fixes.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Yesterday, we saw a lot of teams perform really well, and they are finally done with all their games. Today, 2 more groups remain. That is Group B and D. They will be going against each other. And today, we are going to see which are the teams that will be moving on to the semi-finals of the PUBG Mobile Club Open. And a lot of teams are playing very well. But we will have to take a look at for what exactly they are playing for. That is the prize pool, and that is in front of your screens right now. The first place gets $2,600, second place getting $1,600, and the third and the fourth place, they will be getting $1,100. Alongside that, this is the real thing that all these players are grinding for. That is the PMPL slot.
Yeah, exactly. Even though the prize money for 3rd position to the 16th position, even though the prize money is same, it's just the top 4 that move to the PMPL Season 2, and that is what actually matters. 17th to 32nd position, they will get $600. And how do you qualify? How do you get the prize money? You do that by earning points. How do you qualify to the semifinals? You do that by earning points in today's matches. And this is the point system. First position gets you 20 points, second position gets you 14, third gets you 10, and so on. 11th to 16th position, you just get 1 point. And like it has always been for a really long time now, 1 kill is equal to 1 point.
Yes, and that is an absolute game changer that we got to witness today early in the morning while we were casting the Pakistan region, where 247 Gaming were doing absolutely well with that. But let's take a look at the groups that will be participating today and all the other groups as well. Starting off with Group A, we have Team PN Crew, A1 Esports, Wolves Den, and Satan.
Yeah, so these are the first 4 teams in Group A. And one other thing, Group A is done with their group stages matches. Other 4, HARAME, Phantom Esports, they did really well in their matches. NAVI and High Voltage as well. These are teams from Group A. We have Group B and D playing today. So these teams are going to be on the battlefield. 1971 Gladiators, Rivals X, PWP Esports, and RisingNepal. Also joining them are going to be the next 4 teams, that is KS Invincibile, 4 Archangels, T4M Official, and Kira Peace Flow. These teams are going to be in the action. We saw them in 1 game yesterday, if you remember. The first match, which instead of Erangel was Vikendi, because that match was pending from a previous day. Group C in front of us right now, KS Axe, 999 Axe, DoyenKnightSs, RSGaming. This group, they are also done with their group stages, and at the end of the day, we will have all the 32 teams done with the 12 games. Group C also has AzraelGaming, Soulz of BD, NRZ Hunters, and REBORN. So these teams, amazing performances coming on from all 4. But now comes Group D, the group of death. Venom Legends, Trusty Process, Salty Squad, and Thunder Yetis. First 4 teams in Group D. Quite strong, but that's not where it ends, because we have 7C Esports, Abrupt Slayers, E2S, OPM, and Angry Springs also present in here.
On all the teams in Group D have been playing phenomenally well, but today our eyes will be on TDP and Salty Squad to see as to how they are exactly gonna qualify, how they're gonna make their way into the top 24, because that's a huge question. They do represent those big organizations from their respective regions, but they haven't been able to perform as per the standards, and today it all comes down to this. If they do not manage to get those points, if they do not manage to get those chicken dinners, and I think they're pretty much done for.
Yeah, they might just be done for, because we did see a lot of the teams in the 3rd and the 4th quarter of the standings with just 8 matches played. Last 4 matches for them today, and let's have a look at the schedule as well and see what's going to be the order of the maps that they're going to play. Like always, it's going to be starting off with Erangel, then we have match number 2 on Sanhok, 3rd is going to be Miramar, and it is all going to end. The group stages are going to end, in fact, on the map of Vikendi.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good, the play style games that we are going to have today. Because after that, in the semi-finals, we're going to see more of Erangel, and it's good to have different variety of maps and different play styles tends to come in. So we have to see as to whether TDP and Salty Squad. We have talking about the rest of the teams: Venom Legends, Abrupt Slayers, 7C Esports. This is also a team that I'll be looking for. They've got some amazing players out there, but still we are yet to see some good outing from them. And E2S OPM, how can you forget them? Daughter, with those grenades, with those peak fires, he's been phenomenally well, but today he has to rise up to the occasion and play out of his mind.
Completely agree with that. You need to play out of your mind, because if you play the way you usually do, you might just not qualify. Once again, the goal is to stay in the top 24, and with that, the very first game on Erangel, it is live and the trajectory is on our screens. It starts from, in the middle of Novorepnoy and the Milta Power area, just on the edge of the Milta Power area, and goes all the way towards Saverny.
Yeah, and taking a look at the trajectory itself, the western areas are going to be very much far-fetched for the teams. They will have to struggle a lot, have to take those vehicles in, and that's where all the fight starts, right? Both the two teams, dropping off for one single Dasha or an UAS, and they tend to go on a fight with each other. Whoever gets that vehicle goes on a vehicular manslaughter, taking down enemies right from the get-go. But we will have to see as to which other teams that will be the victims. But right now, we can see Venom Legends taking a drop at Novorepnoy alongside another team, and which is probably moving towards the Sosnovka military base. But Johnny, we gotta tell you, this time around, Erangel is playing a lot of tricks. We've seen some drastic circles being formed, and it has been favoring the southern side most often. And yet again, we are still waiting to witness a Stalber circle or maybe a quarry circle. It's been ages since I last casted a quarry circle, to be honest.
Yes, actually. It's been ages since we casted a quarry circle in Erangel and in Sanhok.
In both the matches. And in both the maps, we haven't seen quarry at all. And it opens up a lot of possibilities, The teams, do you think our prayers might have been answered today?
I mean, our prayers are being answered since the morning, but you and I both know that this one might just end up in the Gatka Puchinki area. There is a really, really low probability that this is going to go all the way to quarry.
Yeah, absolutely. Even I have seen this. Well. What do we have? Team Thunder Yeti. This is what I was talking about. All the teams dropping down for those vehicles and, tend to get into a kerfuffle. But right now, they've all gone the separate ways. They're all doing good. But Team Rivals, they have been phenomenal so far. Mr. Boro, Mr. Beast, Noob, and Trigger. Eyes will be on them as to how they are gonna perform today.
Yeah, it is going to be a good question mark on their performance, but what we just witnessed, I think it has to be called the Great Escape for both the teams, in fact, because I am just going to assume neither of them had any weapons. That's why the players are just going to try and rotate into better positions, and they will be looking to find some weapons so that they can pick up a fight. One team that is actually good with throwables, as good as they are with the weapons, it is this team, E2S OPM. Early stages of the group stages, we hardly got to see them outshine. Later stages, they have become a little bit more stable. I mean, it's important because you're facing these other teams from these different countries for the first time, and it feels like Thunder Yetis, wherever they go, they are spotting out a lot of players. First, it was the players from TDP, and now it's another team. Now it's the players from PWP that just passed in front of them.
Yeah, and now they will have to figure out a specific location to go out there and loot. Right now, the more they are delaying, the more trouble they're causing. And look at Chari. Look at his outfit. He is a blue lobster. And as the teams are hunting for that chicken dinner, no one would mind a shrimp, right? No one would mind a lobster curry or something of their taste. But there goes that. With that helmet, it goes away. It's so vibrant. I mean, you can spot him out of nowhere. You cannot hide with that outfit that you've got. But SK49, oh my goodness, just surviving with a sliver of HP, has just a pistol. And oh my god, does he live? Yes, he does.
Yeah, somehow Thunder Yetis, they just drive by him, and I think that was a horror movie that we just witnessed. You know, when the protagonist is trying to hide from the monsters in this time, being the players of Thunder Yeti from the perspective of SK49, because had they stopped, they would have just gone for the finish. And these lads have been traveling for a long time in those vehicles. Where are they headed? When are they finally going to start looting? That is going to be really interesting. But as we move on towards the area of Georgia Pole containers, we do spot out the team that is known as Kira Peace Flow.
Yeah, and Kira Peace Flow. This is a team, that have had their ups and downs. They've had their good days, they've had their bad days, but mostly on the bad days. We've seen a few good games from them, but some consistency is something that I would expect from this team. And PWP, this is a team that has the big names. A couple of good players from different clans have come in together. We have SK49. We even have a member of T2K, Chari, and Dal Leon. So they've got a lot of hype coming in after them, and literally they're the ex-members of Team Hype. So yeah, eyes will definitely be on them as to how they are gonna perform. But right now, Salty Squad, they are looting at Yasnaya. They are also making a rotation in alongside Abrupt Slayers, who have been playing very, very well. But Team 7C, oh my goodness, we finally see a team that's dropping down at Zaki, looting and entering inside the circle. But this brings me to my question, Johnny. How do you feel about Zaki as a drop location? Do you think it's really a good place to loot and make an entry to the circle? When you know all the teams will already be present over there, you take a lot of time moving around?
I mean, that depends on the team that you are. It depends on the playstyle that you have. If you're a team that are used to those slow starts, you don't want any early interaction, you want to be entering the circle in the second circle, in the third circle, till then you are just okay with dealing with the blue zone. Then Zaki, Stalberg, Kamishki, all these three positions, even Severny, places that help you avoid those early team engagements. These plays are pretty good, awesome for you. But if you're a team that feeds on aggression, let's talk about PWP Esports, smack in the middle of the map. If you're a team like TDP, 1971 Gladiators, KS Invincibile, AG, if you're one of those squads, you want to take those early fights because you know you want to secure those early kill points for yourself as a backup plan in case you get eliminated early later on. Yeah. Having a super safe drop, that's the disadvantage with that. If you get out early, like, because we know the game of PUBG Mobile, there is some randomness involved in it as well. You might be caught off guard in your rotation, and if that happens, if you're eliminated early without any kills, that means you just get 1 point. But if you're an aggressive team, if you imagine you pick up 4 kills and you still end up getting taken out on the 12th position, you're still getting out at 5 points.
Yeah, and that we have seen with a lot of teams. But right now, Sonam will be finding the members of TDP, and 2 guys have already been taken down. And Sonam, he is gonna stop at nothing at all, as he will be going towards his teammate, dropping that smoke, trying to go in for that revive. And that was a good park over there, has made that perfect cover. But imagine if that US just blows up, and Z1 Crazy will also have to go down with Kuni. But right now, Team RisingNepal, they are doing good. They've got a couple of kills. I've managed to revive the teammate. 3 kills is what they have got from this position, and will be searching for the last member. But at the same time, Team TDP, again a very disappointing outing from their side. And like you were talking about randomness, we have seen the circle and it's favoring towards Gatka, somewhere between that. But there is still a slight possibility that we can see a certain side circle.
Well, we can just keep our fingers crossed, and so will the teams of Rivals X, who have taken control of the query area for now. But now we have my favorite player on our screens. It's Blah 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 from Salty Squad. And I am expecting some action from this team. A really big name as far as PUBG Mobile is considered, coming in from Nepal. And there are a lot of fans, a lot of expectations riding on these lads. So with that comes really a huge amount of pressure as well. If they can deal with the pressure, they will definitely outshine themselves, because early stages of the group stages, Salty Squad, let's be honest, the performance wasn't that great.
Yeah, definitely. That was not great. And talking about disappointing outing, KS Invincibile is also one of those teams. I mean, I've had a lot of expectation from them. And the first airdrop drops off in the water and has an AWM. We will have to see as to which player does commit to get over there. If you can remember, there was a game in Sanhok where a player literally took the jet ski, went in there just to find a DBS. I mean, he would have been really pissed right now, right over then. But for the meanwhile, Team RisingNepal, they were trying to make a rotation out, now have caught themselves up in a very, very bad situation. And Kuni, his vehicle has blown up. He is waiting desperately for his teammates to come over and just pick him up. But look at his teammates. Oh, Sonam is actually making a move. But Shagar, the last member surviving for Team TDP, and already to a very, very bad start. He has to survive somehow. But if the players of RisingNepal decide to just make that push in, they might get, third-partied by the players from T4M.
Yeah, the third party can definitely come in, and as we speak, the circle keeps moving south. Fixes, you know what? Even better than the query circle is going to be the island split circle. That's like cut between the two islands with water right down the middle. That's going to be insane, and the players are going to be in so much trouble, but it's going to be so much fun to watch. As you can see, there's a huge cluster forming right close to the military bridge area. That's going to result in a lot of fights. We have the players from 7 Seas that are rotating from the north, but on our screens right now, it is the squad of PWP who have spotted out the players of KS Invincibile in the compounds down below. This fight, it's going to be pretty tricky, but on the kill feed, Venom Legends, we do expect big things from this team, and they are definitely delivering so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Evil Eye, I believe he was in INES earlier, now living up to the name, living up to the hype that that team created during the Pro League, and we will have to see as to how he is going to fare out. And they've had a good outing overall. Shuvo, another amazing player from their team. But right now, Venom Legends, Tetron, he is in the middle of nowhere. If he kind of gets surrounded, then he's in for a lot of trouble. But he wants to secure his vehicle. Oh my goodness, he has Muffin just beside him, who is knocked out. He is waiting for the players of Angry Springs to actually come near to him, and then maybe they will go in for that engagement. Tetron looting whatever is remaining from the opponent's crate, and I think after that he will be making a move.
Yeah, definitely will be making the move, but you know what helps you make the move faster? It's going to be the gun with the 100 bullets, the MT49 coming in that airdrop. But Venom Legends, 2 kills, start to them, an amazing performance. Oh, Detron is going to be in some trouble as his vehicle takes a lot of damage, almost close to getting blown up. He's going to have to abandon it, move to the other direction, but for Archangels, knocking down your own teammate with grenades is not a good idea, as Clutch was taken down by Sidekick, and the revive is definitely going to come in, but I'm pretty sure the words were being exchanged.
Yeah, certainly that was being done. But right now, Team PWP are holding a very, very good position. You know, that area does have a high ground, does have a dip. If you position your vehicles well, you can do wonders with it. But right now, Team Kira engaging with the 4 Archangels right now. And SK49, he is marching on towards his own teammates. And he will just have to look around. He does realize for a fact that there are some people around him. But right now, Team 1971 Gladiators, they've had a disappointing run so far. There was just that one day where they were, kind of outshining their opponents. But right now, Team Kira full power. This team, oh my god, Dondai is actually going in for that revive on Togle, but Jane, he is spotting out Clutch. Any moment, he might just go in for that spray. He does go, but can it connect? Actually, no. Clutch does manage to escape out. So the thing with the long-range sprays is that you need to make sure you have to shoot your bullets just a little bit, further, so that while the time the bullets really travel, it actually connects. Even if it does not connect to the player, at least it will damage the vehicle enough, or in the case of a buggy, even if one single tire gets flat, you're basically done so, and if you're right in the open, you are a dead piece of meat.
You have to account for the distance you're shooting as well. That's what we're trying to say. Otherwise, you end up shooting where the vehicle was instead of where it actually is at that point of time. So, talking about things, Circle takes a massive upshift towards the main island on the northern side of Ferry Pier, and this is going to be really annoying to the players now, because this benefits the team that have rotated early in this open area. Alrighty, to SOPM Hunter being spotted out by Dalion out in the open. Just goes back inside the shack right in the nick of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And T2K Shari, I do not know how is he gonna, tackle the situation. He is in a bad spot right now. He is really low. But Boli Hang, he's got to do something over here. And Alun and the entire team of Team E2S OPM, especially Daughter, we have seen this guy go on a beast mode, and when he does, I mean, we get to see a lot of good plays coming in. And I still remember that chicken dinner that they took in Vikendi. They were phenomenal. But alongside them, right now, they are engaging against Team PWP. And now, Team PWP has, kind of utilized all their smokes up, and they're just waiting for the right opportunity to come, maybe kind of escape from the situation. But Team RisingNepal, I guess they've spotted some enemies down the line, and any moment they're gonna take a few shots at them.
Yeah, the shots are definitely going to be fired, but who is going to take the knock? Because if you miss once, if you give away the information, that is what happened, as SK49 is going to be taken down on the other side. And that knock is going to be confirmed as well, but RisingNepal, Prerak, I've seen this guy after a really long time. Do remember him from the last PMCO as well. So Prerak with the Mini 14 spotting out the players from Soulz squad. The shots were fired, did land a few, by few I mean really few shots, but the knock wasn't there. On the other side, Lakhe OP was taken down. Soulz is going to take down Prerak in retaliation. So quite exposed out in the open, taking those shots. It was a risky move. He had to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, certainly that he had to. But right now, Team PWP find themselves in a very bad position, kind of being surrounded by two teams. In fact, E2S OPM can also get the better out of PWP's condition going in for the knocks from behind, because that's when you are caught off guard with your pants off. But right now, Team RisingNepal, they still are holding on to this amazing dip spot area that they have for themselves. Now, in just a few seconds, we will get to see as to where the circle is going to head out. And SK49, he has been knocked yet again. So Team PWP, their woes are really coming forth, and with that shift going towards the eastern side, a lot of teams are inside the circle. But Team Kira, Team 7C, Team Rivals, they all have to make their way inside the circle, and that is really going to be a tough task.
Yeah, and indeed, it is going to be a really tough situation. All right, 15 minutes into this game, we still have 16 teams alive, 56 players in here. TDP Shagar in a weird situation, as Crazy is going to look to spot out the players, but Crazy might just have it. Savage, the shots being fired on Shagar in the US, but he somehow managed to reach the cover. Did take some damage, but not enough for the knock. Now, the difficulty lies in the fact that information has been given away by Shagar to the player that was shooting at him. That was Crazy. But Crazy with those shots did give away his entire position to the other team. That was T4M. They are quite far away, but if they had heard the gunshots, they can use that information and take out the entire team. That's going to be caught really off guard.
Yeah, that certainly could have happened. But Shagar, we have to give ups to this lad, the way he is.
Yeah.
So he is surviving from so long after all his three teammates are donezo. But right now, members of Team 7 are Ruse. He was spraying up a couple of bullets around, but right now, Dominator knows where Trigger is. Oh my goodness, the buggy is right coming on towards him, and Dominator, oh my god, he has been spotted. He's taking a lot of shots, but still not knocked over yet. And Dominator, oh my goodness, he has to heal himself up, but Trigger getting knocked down over there, and Alun also getting into an engagement with Nohan, and we have our team Angry Springs also engaging there, but Kira Peace Flow, oh my goodness, they again bite the dust. And this time around, this is Team Salty that will be taking them outside the game. But the woes for Salty are not done yet, as they have also been third party.
Yeah, the third party from two different teams. In fact, Rusin is going to be blown up by Kune, who went into a domination. That means 3 kills were confirmed for the lad. But Thunder Yetis, they are going to get Thunder Drain upon them by the players from 7Cs, and it is Reaper OP with the DP in his hand. Spotted the players out in the open, just one shack for cover. The vehicles, if they get blown up, Thunder Yetis, they're going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere. No rotating opportunities. They can't run away because they'll be exposed, and I don't think you have enough smokes to cover up the entire field.
Yeah, certainly, that is true. But one thing we definitely missed out. We saw an AWM in action.
Oh yeah.
And that too with the 4 times. And if you remember, that drop went right off into the water, and someone was ballsy enough to go in and pick it up, and just pick it up for themselves and use it. So I want to see when we get to see the AWM in action, how things turn around. But right now, Team T4M, they are holding on to the shacks, they're holding on to the streets, they have set a good cover in for them. But Team 7C, this is a team that we have had a lot of expectations from. They've got a few good Vikendi games, but we need to see more consistency out of them. But right now, T4M Dominator is actually trying to dominate over there. One of the players, Snipe OP, has been knocked down, and Hungry Box has gone in for that rest. But Rivals Trigger taking down Alpha in the process. E1 Crazy taking down Trigger. So now we've got so much fight going on here and there, left and right, everywhere. Teams are gonna engage against each other. Still 14 teams remaining, but Reaper with that amazing TP controlled tap burst has managed to knock down one player, but he will get his revive.
Yeah, the revive is going to come in, but can they get back into the fight? That's going to be a really big question. Reaper somehow managing to pin down the players of Thunder Yetis is just going to put his team in an advantageous situation. The bad thing for 7Cs is going to be the fact that they have to move a really long distance into the zone, which is 300 meters. And in these later stages, 5th to 6th circle transition, 300 meters, that's going to be a tough 300 meters. You will have to fight a lot to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to take a few knocks to make that push happen, because they do not even have a vehicle. But right now, Still Alive making that push onto its member of 7Cs, and those grenades coming in from Alpha. 1 down, 2 down, and with that, the entire squad being taken down. And Alpha, oh my, that grenade being delivered to perfection. 3 players from one single grenade. He just went for a 9-pointer.
Yeah, that is an incredible performance coming in from the lads. But this time KS Invincible Legend is trying to be the legend and spray off the people in the distance. And T4M still alive. Well, his name said it. He is still alive in the game. His vehicle was badly damaged. He did take some damage and shots to himself as well with a level 2 helmet, level 3 armor. Still doing pretty well for his team, and is going to be the last man, well, still alive.
Definitely gonna be the last man still alive. But Tota also getting into action. We see KS Invincible making that push, bursting those vehicles, trying to take down players, and does find one. C Minor, he's on a prowl as he will enter inside the shack, but will get taken down over there. But we have to see as to who exactly wins this entire fight. But it is KS Invincible that will be coming out on top as they eliminate Salty Squad.
Yeah, Salty Squad also taken as 12 teams alive in this open area battle, and Rivals are going to be in trouble as Mr. Bora falls down. Lake from AGS steps up for his team, getting a knock that he wants to convert into a finish. On the other side, E2S OPM, you see the nade, you know it's going to be this team. Hunter confirming another grenade kill. T4M official still alive is not going to be alive anymore, as Hall is going to take him out of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That smoke literally gave his position away, and when you're alone, you need to think of different ways to survive, and just smoking around the entire player just gives the enemy a speculation that someone is definitely crawling over there. So we've seen a lot of grenades going, and that is exactly what happened with Still Alive, and he did live up to his name. He was alive for quite some time, but I was really scared for him. He could have just blown up his vehicle then. But right now, Team RisingNepal, they are doing phenomenally well as well. You have got 8 kills on yourself. You have to get inside the circle, but you know all the teams are right beside you, right in front of you, or you know, are inside the center just holding and waiting for you. But in the meanwhile, Detron will be taking down Z1 Crazy. RisingNepal in a bit of a pickle right now, as they have been spotted by Venom Legends, so who are in a very good position, have got all their players intact, and have 3 kills for themselves.
Yeah, it is an amazing performance. 3 kills, Venom Legends, but this team, 3 kills on average, we call that a good game. With the chicken dinner, 3 kills, or if you're on the second position, 3 kills, even that is a fine number, 17-point exit. But for this team, I think numbers less than 6 does not really justify. Venom Legends, we have seen them being really venomous and big legends as well. So they need to step up their performance. Probably gonna try and go for the chicken dinner, have all 4 players alive as we transition into the late game stages of this match. 22-minute mark, almost hitting the 23-minute mark. 10 teams alive, 26 players. Once again, open areas, so smokes really important. Grenades gonna be super important when you reach like 4 teams remaining.
Yeah, and look at Team E2S OPM. They've already got 6 kills. They've got all their players alive, and this is gonna be a very promising game, as Venom Legends will be wiping out Team RisingNepal over here. Apollo displaying some amazing spray out there. But let me tell you, my son, Sugar is still alive. Oh my god, I have to take back my words.
Yeah.
He was still alive.
Yeah, he was still alive and he was still fighting, but can he do that for, well, how long? In the other while, E2S OPM, they do corner out Lakhe OP from AGS. It's gonna be an easy finish on the lads, since, like, you see that Hunter is being revived literally in Lakhe's face. He can't do anything about it. He can't peek out. The moment he does, he's gonna be finished. We have ASL also on our screens right now, and an easy finish is gonna be what I call the way Lakhe OP was taken out, because he was cornered in the middle of nowhere, just one tree, and all E2S OPM had to do was just bait him out. Thunder Yeti is also taken exit, 0 kills to them, 7th position in this game.
Yeah, and E2S OPM still continued with their domination. Every player being separated out, holding their respective angles, and we just have to see as to how they are gonna proceed throughout. But right now, Hunter will be finding yet another player. This time, C Minor will be the victim, and Meffoxol will finish him off instantly over there. Right now, Team PWP is also fighting their hearts out, but oh my god, Meffoxol, he does not want to stop. He has spotted down players right in the open. Like you said, it's an open circle. If you do not have smokes, if you do not have perfect cover, then you just free kills for your enemies. And with that being said, Rivals X will also be taking an exit. But right now, KS Invincibile falling victims to the hands of teammate E2S OPM. Can we witness yet another chicken dinner from this team from Maldives, who are playing out of their minds?
Well, they are playing out of their minds indeed, and it is the performance that was way overdue from this team, these players, because we have seen the fans cheering for them since the very first day they stepped foot on these battlegrounds. Oh, that nade from PWP just taking out Shiva from the side of Venom Legends. It fell right in his face.
Right in his face. And I mean, as the games are starting to close in, the action has also multiplied by Aeons. But with that, Abrupt Slayers, this is a team that has been silent so far. But in the past couple of days, they have been phenomenally good. And that shows how they have survived throughout, having all their 4 players intact. And 4 teams remain. It's a 4v4 situation. But right now, Evil Eye will find a knock for himself. Can he convert that into kill? I don't know about that, but Big Fall will definitely find one of those players of Team Venom Legends, will instantly knock him down, looking for that finish. There is another player, Evil Eye, just surviving with a sliver of HP, barely living to heal himself up. But with that, E2S OPM, they are going in, they're going inside the circle. They have got a lot of smokes, but Mifsal, he does not want to stop right now. He is going left, right, and center with all the knocks in every single direction.
Yeah, an amazing fight being put up by the players of E2S OPM, and they've forced the players of PWP to get out of this game. But now this is going to be a tough fight as Boliang tries to go for the finish, but with the nade, Abrupt Slayers, they take out 2 birds with 1 stone as they drop 1 player from E2S OPM and the last player from PWP. But Abrupt Slayers, they're going to be in some trouble. Oh, the pixel was visible slightly on top of the rock. Alan lands the shots perfectly, forcing the team to an early exit. Not early, it's super late, but they take an exit on the 4th position. Top 3 teams remaining. Abrupt Slayers, 1 lad being taken down. That is Joker. E2S OPM daughter has been taken down. So we have 3 teams remaining. That is Abrupt Slayer, Venom Legend still left with 2 players in this, and E2S OPM with 3 players, one of which has been knocked out.
And Hunter, he is on hunting spree, and right now, oh my goodness, Ditron will be taking down players of Team Abrupt Slayers, and he's just gone all berserk with his grenade, and Evil Eye also joining his teammate over there. But with that being said, the push comes in from Team E2S OPM, and you can see Ditron has spotted down his enemy, will manage to knock him down, and with that, Ditron is playing phenomenally well. But oh my goodness, knocks coming in from absolutely every direction. Venom Legends also getting eliminated. Oh my goodness, this is a very good situation. It is a 1v1 fight, and we have to see, can E2S OPM clutch it out? Totter is still knocked, but is he going in for that res? But Abrupt Slayers, oh my god, that nade comes in, and that is enough.
That's what we call it, right?
OP is definitely gonna be the word. Oh, Kobe.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, an amazing nade, and I mean, what do you expect from this team? They always showcase up. Wherever there are nades, this team is definitely going to be that. That's all I want to say.
spellbound right now. I'm speechless. I do not know what I got to witness, but we certainly saw a lot of grenades flying around in the final circle. I mean, for Venom Legends, we had E2S, we had Abrupt Slayers, everyone was going berserk with those grenades.
I said this, like, smokes were important when you were supposed to make your way towards that final fight, right?
Yeah.
Because it was an open area, and getting to those positions was going to be hard if you had no cover. There were no cover. It was just complete farmlands, and you needed smokes to create cover to stay in that smoke, then throw the next one. You had to buy those smokes, use them to the maximum extent. But on the other side, once you were in the final fights, that's when the grenade came into play. Because you can't get up and shoot. The moment you get up, you are getting taken down. That's how Venom Legends lost their players. That's how Toto was taken down. He tried to take up a head-on firefight against the players of Abrupt Slayers. You do not do that. What you do is use your Molotovs to either restrict the rotations of the opposing team or just spam nades anywhere you hear a single sound cue from. With that, let's have a look at the MVP from this game and see which individual player can I say through most nades.
We can, and that has to be Detron. In the end, those grenades are coming in, wiping out squads after squad. Scott himself, 6 kills, 713 damage for himself, traveled around almost 8 kilometers, and the survival time will be something around 26 minutes, 20 seconds. And, you know, the best part about all these teams were, right? Venom Legends, even Abrupt Slayers, E2S OPM, they held on.
Yeah.
And the best part about E2S OPM that I loved was they knew they could have gone in for the revive, but still, he had confidence in his grenade. He knew exactly where the opponent was, did not go for that revive instant, went for that Kobe, and right on his face, boom. There you go.
Well, yeah, it was an impressive performance with the throwables, with the fights as well. A little bit earlier, if we're talking about the 20 to 23 minute mark, the fights that happened in those farms, it was incredible because those were quite tricky. Anytime you got up to move, anytime you got up to go towards the zone, you were getting shot at. So you had to basically clear out all the path you wanted to take. You had to take out everyone in that direction and then move and then keep an eye on your flanks.
Yeah.
And with that, let's also have a look at the top 5 players, the players that will be joining our MVP from this game.
And let's see, Detron is joined with Hunter. No surprises over there with the way he clutched things around during the end phases. But Mifixer, look at the damage on the players from E2S OPM. One has 1072 damage, the other has 1180 damage, out of which only 4 kills were converted. So this clearly shows how dominating this team was, and followed by Aloon as well. We do have Kuni in the between, but this was a clear victory for our team E2S OPM.
Yeah, they got a lot of kills for themselves and a lot of points. In fact, all is going to come down to the fact how many kills did their opponents get, because that is also one thing that we have seen change things, especially since considering this is going to be the last day of the group stages. You need to make sure that every game you play is putting an impact on your standing.
Yeah, every game does put an impact, and E2S OPM, they kind of started off slow, but they were promising. But as this league stages, commenced, we saw some drastic change in their gameplay. They also got those kills along with which the position points as well.
Yeah, and talking about position points and points in general, let's have a look at the standings from this game and see how many points did the teams get from here for themselves. It is going to be E2S OPM with the chicken dinner, the 35 points to this team. And see, Venom Legends, 9 kills. They come up from the 3rd to the 2nd position, 19 points in total. Abrupt Slayers, they had 5 kills. A good grand total coming out for this game, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Abrupt Slayers, they've been consistent. Venom Legends, we know the 2nd and 3rd position, these teams are doing really well. But PWP Esports, definitely a good resurrection from them, coming in with a good position point. 3 kills, nothing really much to scoff about. RisingNepal, they have been playing very well as well. 8 kills for themselves, and right from the get-go we saw them engaging in a lot of fights, and the final circle was right out in the open, and they did what they could have done the best. But Salty Squad, a team that was struggling, but this time around they came back strong.
Yeah, they came back quite strong, and 7 points, I would say, it's a good start to the day. They need to make sure they get at least one chicken dinner in today's matches so that they can qualify into the top 24. But moving forward, we have, I would say, let's talk about the teams with no kills. Thunder Yetis, 5 placement point, no kills. Trusty Process, 3 placement point, no kills. That means they were eliminated on 9th position. Then we have 7C Esports and 4 Archangels, who we did see quite into the mid to late game stages of the game. But there were a lot of teams surviving. That's what happens when circles go in those open areas. Teams become super passive, and the fights are just not there. They have to be extra careful.
Well, this is the PUBG Mobile Club Open. You have to be prepared for every adverse situation that can follow. And this was obviously coming in for 7C Esports. You cannot just be a one-trick pony. You cannot be just good in one particular map. You have to be well-versed with every single map. And Erangel, that has always been a classic map in every single tournament, in every single format. There is always Erangel. And you need to know how to make those rotations in. But with that being said, let's take a look at the kill leaders of this entire set of matches that we have seen so far in the PMCO South Asia.
Because there are going to be changes since yesterday, since the teams that played yesterday, that was teams from Group A and C, they have completed all their matches. So the players from those groups, the stats are going to be a little bit higher than the players that are playing right now. So let's have a look at the kill leaders from the overall and see who is going to be leading the charge, who's going to be coming out. So we have Mafia Ninja right now, 28 kills, entry on 24. But there is Evil Eye. He is performing today, 24 kills. So 5 kill difference between him and Mafia Ninja. Then we have Sinister from A1 Esports, 21 kills to him. And we have Rafat from Team Phantom with 21 kills.
Absolutely. And a lot of players are going to join them today as well. But taking a look at the next set of players, we have Tetron, courtesy to his amazing gameplay last game, and Kyolzin also from Team DRS. This squad has been phenomenal. But along with them, Hunter also joins the fray with 18 kills, and I love the damage that these guys are dishing out. And Soulz of Bangladesh have been amazing yesterday as well. They kept that run in, and they pretty much qualified. And Harame's IR2 will be joining the last stage, placing he will be taking. But today, with more 3 matches remaining, I am assuming there will be certain players that will be stepping up, not just into the top 10, but also into the top 5.
Well, definitely. I can't wait to see that, especially the players from Venom Legends who are so close to the top 5. But now let us have a look at where the teams are and how they are doing with our leaderboard and see how far is the top 24 going to be from the teams in the last quarter of the standings.
Yeah, and for the first position, we do have Phantom Esports with 184 points. RSGaming will be following after them with 178, followed by Rivals X, who are the ones playing and have a potential chance to overcome Phantom Esports if they play their games well alongside Venom Legends. Then moving down the order, we have A1 Esports, followed by God's Reborn, who were very good yesterday. But if you take a look at the next set of teams that are kind of playing around, and a lot of teams will be having a few of their games remaining, and A2S OPM, like we mentioned, this is a very good chance for them to make themselves into the top 5 if they, provided they continue the performance that they had pulled off today.
Yeah, they need to continue the performance in the games that they have left, which is going to be the magical number 3 games left for them in 3 different maps. But moving forward, the gap keeps getting smaller and smaller, if you notice. So 90 to 87, that is the gap between 16 and 17th position. 24 point, AzraelGaming done with the games, NAVI done with the games. So 73 points, let's keep that as a minimum requirement for now. So Kira Pace Flow, they are just going to keep on climbing. Archangels, 7C Esports, PWP, all these teams have pretty much secured their spots in the semi-finals. And NAVI and AzraelGaming, 73, 72 and 58. That's going to be a challenge.
Now, this is where the things are getting very tricky, because it's never about those first position teams. It's always about those teams on the bottom which are going to face elimination if they do not play well today. And one of them is Team Salty Squad and also Trusty Process alongside 1971 Gladiators and KS Invincibile as well. Don't forget to count under Yeti and T4M officials as well. They still have chances. They still all have a chance to actually make it into the next round. But for that, that they will have to have at least two good games or at least one chicken dinner.
Thunder 80s need, if I'm not wrong, they need
They need a lot more
34
than that,
points.
yeah.
They need 34 points from the next 3 games to qualify. And they need those 34 points more consistently. They need 34 points if every single team of in front of them fails to perform.
Yeah.
That's when they need 34 points. If the teams are playing, they're going to be earning points as well. Thunder 80s, I have to say, they need like 2 chicken dinners in the next 3 games. And it is going to be so hard for them. But there is still a possibility.
There is always a possibility in PUBG Mobile, and we have seen comebacks. We have seen our teams actually stepping it up, but you have to play like a true champion today. You have to overcome your fears. You have to give it all in if you want to just qualify into the next round.
Yeah, and qualifying into the next round is going to be more important than staying on the first position right now. We still have 3 more games to go. The next map is going to be Sanhok, which is going to happen after a really short break. So you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching PUBG Mobile Club Open South Asia Region Fall Split 2020, and I'm Kane Fixes. Alongside me will be my co-caster. That is gonna be Shivansh, who is better known as Phoenix. But right now, we have been done with our first game. Now that was in Erangel, and now we will be moving on to the rainforest of Sanhok, where all these teams will be going in all explosive. As today is a do or die for those teams that are struggling or battling the elimination phase. So today we will have to see as to which are the teams. Can they step up? KS Invincibile, TDP, Salty Squad. These are the teams that have been big names in the community. And today a lot will be coming down under them. A lot of responsibility as to just see whether or not they will be qualifying for the next round or not.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right, because they have the last chance, because today is the last days of group stage, and I'm seriously, as you say, the teams like Salty Squad and Trust the Process, they are one of the best team and experienced as well, and I'm literally looking forward for the team Trust the Process, because you have to trust the process that the game they are playing. And in this game, we know that Sanhok, we have to see a lot of snakes, and that's why I'm just looking forward for their team, which is Venom Legends, because they are just going to be the most venomous snakes in this map of Sanhok.
Absolutely, you are absolutely right with that. I mean, Venom Legends, the way they have been playing Detroit and all his teammates, they've just gone all in. And in the last game, we got to see a spectacular performance from their players. Perfect delivery of grenades coming in everywhere. I mean, it was a PUBG Mobile game, but we saw a lot of basketball dunks coming in.
Absolutely, you're true. And it's just in the last zone, there's a little amount of red zone they're trying to make and want to eliminate every single team. They were just trying to play, but E2 SOPM somehow managed and got the chicken dinner, and literally can abruptly improve their gameplay and got this chicken dinner in this match. I'm just hoping.
I mean, that we will have to see, but that being said, the game is live, so let's all march in to the rainforest of Sanhok as to see which team is gonna get the chicken dinner and which team will be going home pretty early tonight. And with that being said, the flight path is kind of on the western side, and does not really change things around, because we know Sanhok is a 4x4 map. Every time you want to drop at your favorite drop location, there's no trouble getting over there. But something new that we have observed in Sanhok is a lot of usage of vehicles.
Yep, that's true, because vehicle is one of the most important thing in most of the maps, because you can make cover, you can travel fast as well. And if we talk about PMCO Pakistan, most of the teams started using some vehicles in 5th or 6th zones, but I'm just looking to forward right now Rivals X, because the plane path is very close to their drop location, which is Painan, and yep, they dropped at the Painan, and the team is very close to them is Trust the Process, but the players are little bit quite far away, and we can see a centralized zone maybe favoring most of the teams, and except 7 Seas is quite out of the circle, but they have a little bit closer, because the meter they have to cover is quite less. I'm just hoping that they have to move a little bit early so that they can have some fight with the teams who are in front of them, just like Kira Peaceflow as well as Rival X.
I think in the map of Sanhok, circle is never an issue for the teams. You know, what really is the bigger issue is if you are in the open and some snake spots you out in the open and just, you know, go in for that bite. And it gets really difficult. But that's not where the story ends. And the team that really killed another squad might have been spotted by yet another squad. So the map of Sanhok is kind of synonymous with a lot of third parties happening. And we have seen our teams get into action. So in Sanhok, every single bullet that you have to shoot, you have to think twice before doing that, because you have to get those eliminations, you have to get those kills, but without even exposing your own position to the opponents for the other teams that are looking forward to capitalize on that situation. And for the teams that are in trouble, 1971 Gladiators, a certain team that always comes to my mind, a lot of potential, as Johnny loves to call them, the old guards of their region, and somewhere they're they're kind of faltering around. And maybe this can be said as for a rise of all the new teams, all the new players, the hunger really proving more useful and more essential over there against just the experience. So I think that's the thing that's going wrong with Team 1971.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe they just have to work on their strategy as well. And now you're looking at the player of Abrupt Slayer Legends. In the last match, in the previous match, they got the second position as well as a good amount of kills. But now they have got the momentum. They know that now they just have to focus. They already got some points. They're just climbing up. They're moving up. Now they just have to move forward to get that second dinner. You have to keep up the pace because you know that you got second position. You can get first position as well. But because of this, if you get panic while having a fight, then this is going to be the opposite for you. You can maybe get eliminated so early on the 15th position or 16th position. Then you just have to focus on and if we talk about RisingNepal, this team is quite good. The players are very nice, but they just have to keep get some fights and defeat as well, because we know that if you got some kills, the kills are very important, because for one kill you're just going to get 1 point and it is going to help you to move up while you're having a good amount of placement points.
Yeah, that certainly is true. But today's circle is kind of centering around, and Team PWP has a good hold in the places. And I always lay an emphasis on taking those central areas, taking those compounds in Sanhok, because even if you get knocked, you certainly have some chances to get that revival in, because a team that tries to push in will be coming out in the open, and your teammates have to prioritize on taking those first trade knocks and then going in for the revive. And that happens in a lot of time, because see, we are casters, we are looking from a different perspective altogether, but we do not know how much pressure these players are under. In the game of PUBG Mobile, we play that a lot. In fact, whenever I get knocked, that's the first thing I yell at my teammates, guys, come in here, revive me. But that those are the classic matches.
Yep.
That can, even if we die, we just go back to the lobby, we can just restart to yet another game.
Yep.
But that's not the case in the competitive arena. You need to make sure you get those trade knocks before going in for the revives. You need to make sure you have the smokes deployed right, because even if you are inside a compound, you need to make sure those the windows are really covered, because if the smoke is there over there and someone throws a grenade or a molotov, you are basically done. So, and with that being said, the first airdrop comes in, and it's M249.
Yeah, M249 with a level 3 kit plus 8x, and this is one of the beast gun here we talk about, because in one spray you can knock a whole team, you can eliminate a whole team. And KS Invincibile C- is very close to a Venom Legend there, and yep, he just knocked Ditron and he is going to finish him instantly. And yep, they got the first kill in a very early match. We hit the mark of 5 minutes, and yep, we have 16 team, 63 player alive. One player just got eliminated of the team Venom Legends. Now they just have to think about it, that yep, they lost their one player, they're now down to three players. Now they have to focus on what they are trying to do, and what I suggest them to now, they just have to be together, because moving, you just have to take fight from other teams as well. Yep, you are on a 3-man lineup, but still you can face. I have hope, because they are one of the most confident as well as the most consistent teams I can see from the South Asia region.
Yeah, they are. But right now I'm not really worried about Venom Legends. They have pretty much qualified into the semi-finals, and even if they do not play the remainder of the matches, they are still in, and that no one can take. Okay, talking about taking things out, those are a lot of scopes. What scope do you need? But we, meanwhile, still alive, will be finding a player of Kira full power, and will be taking down Jane and instantly finish him off as well. Kurkure and his teammate Gulzar, I believe, are still alive, and they are prone in. It's Susan. I beg my apologies, but right now, still alive. He is actually still alive alongside his teammates this time around, and he is waiting. He is awaiting for the players from Team Kira to make those mistakes, to give away their position, and is looking forward to capitalize. Because, talk about Kira, they still have the higher ground, and this is where things get awry. You can see Reaper traversing around just beside them. Now, if Team 7Gs hears that there are team fightings, they will definitely want to get some meat out of it, and might just come come in for a third party.
Yeah, absolutely true, because if you do a third party, this is going to be beneficial for you, because you can got some easy kills. If you spot a knock player, you can finish him instantly. And we can saw Weakest of Salty just got knocked out by a headshot of Car 98. We can see the different meta from these players. They are using bolt action in Sanhok maps from now, and this is a good thing. You know, you just have to experiment new things that you can do it, and if you can use the bolt action and some marksman rifle in these type of map, then this is very good for you. And the player from 1971 Gladiators, they are looking quite strong. They are literally very close to some teams. Maybe they can spot some players of E2 SOPM, and if they can get some kills as well. But for now, T4M player, they are now just chilling. They're just trying to spot some player. They got one kill. Now they are doing some amount of passive play, and this is a nice type of strategy. What do you think about it?
Well, you know, in a Sanhok, as long as you have the circle, as long as you are holding on to your compound, I do not complain. But at the same time, you must realize that if you're keeping things for late, if you are trying to play the edges around while going in, someone or the other will definitely spot you. You have to sneak your way through. You have to be you have to be basically invisible. Because if you are spotted, and if you are engaging in the open, or even if you have cover from just one side, I am pretty much sure from another side you will get taken down. So that's the thing. That's where the players have to be really careful about it. But with that being said, the second airdrop drops off in, and it's a DBS. Oh, this is a weapon that a few of the players absolutely love, but still no one really picks it up. Got a lot of damage, one shot and you're done over there. But when you have all those fights happening around during the end phases, I think that's where things starts to get tricky, and players rather prefer having an SMG in comparison to a shotgun.
That's true, because if you shot a single shot, maybe there's a 50% chance that the shot is going to get connected and you got a knock. Maybe while this drop is dropping in the land of the Sanhok map, Venom Legends were quite happy. Yes, we are going to get a drop and an amazing gun as well. But when they opened the drop, they found DBS. They're just kind of a little bit of sad, because yep, you got level 3 kit, but you got a DBS, which is a quite underrated gun. And if we talk about the zone, still most of the teams are inside the zone except Kira, Peaceflow and T4M, as well as Abrupt Slayers. Except these 2 or 3 teams, most of the teams are inside the zone. They don't have to move. And just talking about Rivals X, they're having good position. And Thokle just knocked out of a player of T4M, which is still alive. Still alive, but he's just got knocked out. And I'm just thinking that maybe he's just going to get a revive, or it's a little bit difficult for him.
It's just not a little bit difficult. It's going to be okay. Let's not talk about it anymore. He's been finished off, and he is no more alive. But yes, this is a team that has been on a domination spree since the past couple of days. And all the players, you know, earlier it used to be all about Totter. Right now, it's Hunter, Mifsal, even Aloon are doing whatever he can do from the backlines, picking up all the kills. And Totter, we did not see him really shining out in the last game, because he was kind of overshined along the likes of Hunter and Bixfall, you know, dishing out those intense 1,000+ damage. And with Sonam, as you can see, has taken down Da Leon from Team PWP, another squad that we have to watch out for. But today's games, like I said, Phoenix, is all about those bottom tier teams that are struggling to make their way inside the top 2. And one of them is definitely Salty Squad. They have to be very careful. Team TDP, even Team Thunder, Yeti, 1971 Gladiators. These are the teams that we are supposed to be looking out for as to how they're going to perform. And 7C, they've had their own troubles. They have had their own woes. But is this the map that will change it all? Is this that one game that will give them that momentum? We'll see that. Only time will tell.
Absolutely. And Trigger just trying to spot some players 7Cs. Yeah, he spotted all the players of 7Cs. He's just giving the information to the team that when they have to take a fight, because maybe Seven Seas didn't know that there is a team waiting for them. Maybe they just have to get knocked and easy kills for them. But I think so they didn't know because Trigger didn't give a single sound, which is a nice thing for you because you can backstab him without knowing them, and you can throw some grenade, which is literally a surprise for them that from where the nade come and our 2 or 1 player just got knocked out, and Abrupt Slayers, they are also there, and Dominator just knocked Kira Peaceflow Susan. Kira Peaceflow are looking in a big trouble because already they lost 1 player, and yep, they lost another player. They are just down to only 2 players. Kira Peaceflow have to focus that what are the mistakes they are doing on this map, and Aruz just flanking on the right side, taking care of the rock, and Trigger just have to pull his trigger to get some easy knocks. So while I'm talking about Aruz just knocked out Noom of Rivals X, and he just finishes him instantly.
Yeah, absolutely, he does that. But right now, Team RisingNepal, they do have the circle. They're doing good right now. They've got some good compounds. But Aruz has to engage in with Team Rivals X, who are an amazing squad. Hungry Box, one of their best players, has already been taken down. But Trigger, he was dropped down a bit, but nothing much to worry about as he will easily heal up. But talking about the position of the players, Team Rivals certainly having the upper edge over Team 7 Seas. But the grenades are coming in. And okay, what did he just try to do over there? He decided to throw a quick grenade. He did actually lob a grenade, but that did not really go into the enemy's direction. That in fact went into his own territory. But no, Aru still does not want to give up. He wants to go in for another grenade. Will that connect on Trigger? No, it does not. And Trigger's, I think Aruz does have a kind of an idea exactly where as to where he is, but I don't think he knows exactly where Trigger is.
Yep, that's true. And Trigger is having a very nice position because he just the team 7 Seas know that where okay, Trigger just got knocked out from Abrupt. Okay, the team which is AG, they're coming from nowhere and just knocked a player of Rivals X. Now Rivals X have to think something because they have arrived. Now they just have to Laurie just know that there are some players as well, because 1 player just got knocked out. Maybe there are some players as well, they need some kills as well, and they just have to move inside the zone because the zone we have a little bit favoring towards the Paradise Resort as well as boot camp and centralized area of the Sanhok map, and we can see that which team now is going to perform well because most of the teams are there in the central area of the zone.
Yeah, certainly they are in the central area. But with that being said, Snipe finally finding a grenade knock over there. And Shanul, like we can see, I think Angry Springs is one team that has had their good days and their bad days. But right now, Team 7 Seas can get the better out of Team Rivals. And Nemesis, okay, he is just holding that 1 compound. But this is where Team 7 Seas should have capitalized, should have gone in for the push. Because Nemesis, if Team 7 Seas had actually tried to go from the left flank, that could have been a good approach. But Nemesis will be finding out Reaper. Oh my goodness, Hungry Box taken down from a snake over here. Marshall will be leaving him at nothing, instantly finishing off. But Aruz will be finding Trigger, who was actually going in for a flank and has been spotted down on the back lines. Mr. Bora has to hold on to his horses, has to hold on to the place where he is. And now 7 Seas, they are losing out on players as well alongside the members of Team Rivals. I think Mr. Boro is the last player surviving. Can Team 7 Seas actually go in for that push when we have members of Team Thunder Yeti watching from the back lines, waiting for their prey? Whoever survives is their food.
Yeah, that's true. And now the last player surviving from the team is Boro of Rivals X. He's just going to revive the player, and they lost 1 player. Nemesis is the only player who just got knocked out. He have to give revive, and then he's just going to take fight from the team of 7 Seas. If we talk about 7 Seas, they're looking strong, but Mr. Boro spotted Snipe OP and knocked him. This is a nice thing, and Aruz just finished the player which is Rivals X Nemesis. So now this is a 1v1 situation between Aruz versus Boro. Both the players, they have to move inside the zone, and still they are taking fight as well. This is a difficult position for both the teams because Arufs have a chance that he can revive his player and move forward, but Mr. Boros is not going to give them a single point to revive him, and he's surviving on a very low HP. And yup, he just he eliminated the team. He knocked Aruz and killed him instantly. What a game. 7Cs just got eliminated on the 16th position. Mr. Boro, what a stunning performance from his side.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. Being the last player alive, still managing to get those kills, and that shows how that shows there, the quill prowess of how efficient this team is. Does not matter if things are stacked up against them. They know how to position themselves. They know how to take those knocks out there. But Team KS Invincibile, this is a squad, okay? So talking about them, they have been mediocre so far. They've got the good games, but right now, look at the circle going down. Paradise Resort. Not a lot of teams in the circle, and no one absolutely in the center. There is, however, one compound, but Z1 Crazy will be finding out Sinestro from Team 1971, and Ryan will be also getting knocked out. Prerak and Kuni are the two players from Team RisingNepal that are alive. But right now, Prerak is more focused on getting those kills for himself, but Void has spotted down Heaven from Team Abrupt Slayers will instantly go in for the finish as he has knocked him and almost taken those few next up a couple of damage for him to just get wiped out from the server. But right now, Legend is in a very bad situation. He has dropped the smoke grenades, but how long is he gonna be able to do that? The body smoke is there, but he still has to deploy that pathing smoke. And in the between everything, Ehsan, he is trying to find out a few players of his own. Lucy in the meanwhile taking down C Minor. Shagar will be finishing off Sonam and Z1 Crazy, and KN's Invincible taking a kill onto its securing Heaven's kill in fact. But oh my goodness, so many knocks happening left, right and center, and oh my goodness, we are seeing some vehicular manslaughters as well.
Yeah, that's true. He just want to be like the Salman boy, and he just knocked a player and killed him as well. Just Rao, Rivals X just got knocked out. KS and Void got the title of Grenadier. We have 46 people alive. 14 teams are there. 8. We hit the 19 minutes mark. Salty scored. Blah blah blah. Just got knocked out. 4 Clutch is also got knocked out. Most of the teams are now quite in a difficult position. Sinistro just also got knocked out. What is going on? And now Legends is moving towards the last player of Kira. He also some shot. He on a very low HP, but he just got eliminated. Abrupt Slayers just got eliminated on the 14th position.
And Kurkure, huge ups to him. The way he took that fight, that smoke was where he changed everything around. Shooting through the smoke, finding that one knocker, and in fact, before that, even eliminating Lucy over there. But right now, 1971's Redal, he has to do something over there. But look at Team E2SOPM. They're on a prowl. They're taking down members of Team Salty, and Salty somehow has to survive. And by the looks of Team E2SOPM, they have nothing really much to worry about. They've got their entire side cleared. They are trying to enter inside the circle. Paradise Resort is just beside them. But in the meanwhile, Kurkure will be taking down C Minor. And what do we see? RisingNepal being eliminated.
Oh my god, RisingNepal just eliminated on the 13th position. Nightwing just knocked Nohan. And T4 and some insane just got knocked out outside the zone. Still, zone is not giving any chance to any team because you have to move inside the zone, and Kurkure slowly and steadily moving inside the zone, trying to be in the zone, and Void just trying to spot some player. Nightwing spotted Mr. Wise and he is going to finish him instantly, but he just got caught off from a long distance and he just got finished. In 1971 Gladiators just got eliminated on the 12th position.
Yeah, that he did, absolutely. But right now, Kira's Kurkure, he is playing out of his mind. He knows things are stacked up against him. He knows he cannot slack off. He knows he has to give it all because this is the hunger that's clearly showing. This is the hunger for survival. And Tokle will be spotting down Void and will be taking him down as well, along with the AK. But Tokle, I mean, how did he get knocked? Okay, Ehsan will be the one taking him down. And Venom Legends, this is an early early exit, but does not really matter because they have already craved their ways into the semi-finals.
Yeah, that's true. They just want to try some experiment, but Kurkure just knocked a player and eliminated the team, which is KS Invincibile on the 10th position. Blazy of Trust the Process spots some players of Thunder Yeti. He's just prone down in the outside the zone area. TDP, they have the chance. They just spotted some player, and Vcash of Salty just popped in front of players of E2 SOPM. He spotted them and killed him instantly. Vcash is the last man surviving for the Salty squad. He's the last hope for the team, and Marshall just got eliminated outside the zone. Gen Z of Salty also get eliminated outside the zone, and Salty squad got eliminated at the 8th position. Now we are just moving forward. Gole just knocked out a player of T4M, and yet the T4M official eliminated at the 7th position, and Gole got 4 kills. What a play by these teams. And Thunder Yeti, they also got eliminated on the 6th position. Now we left only with 5 teams and 19 players alive. E2 SOPM still looking strong. Maybe they just need this check and dinner because they have to climb up on the all-over leaderboard.
Yes, they have to do. And TDP squad is also stepping up as well, and Shagar getting those kills. But Mixal, oh my goodness, he does not want to stop at nothing. And for Archangels, find themselves surrounded by 2 teams. PWP also getting the better out of them. Right now, Trotter has been revived. Oh my goodness, Fragboy has spotted down a player. He has dropped him very low, but is he gonna get that knock? No, Shanul will be taken from the circle. And right now, QBZ, this is a problem with that weapon, but Fragboy does know how to control it, does manage to get that one good knock. But Dalion holding on to the compound that is inside the circle. He has spotted down the players of Team E2 SOPM, but Fragboy really very low right now, has spotted out Laurie and will be finishing up. And with that, Fragboy getting 3 kills and eliminating the entire squad of Angry Springs, and alongside 4 Archangels bites the dust as well.
That's true, and I'm just telling you, just have to trust the process of this team. They have 7 kills, and yep, they're still hungry, but one player just got knocked out of the team. PWP, Dalion, spotted some player. He just got, he knocked a player of E2 SOPM. He just wants some kills as well. These, we have left with only 3 teams. 10 people are alive. PWP is there, as well as the E2 SOPM plus Trust the Process, one of my favorite team. I'm just little curious that which team is going to get the second dinner.
Well, only time is gonna tell, as E2 SOPM are in a bit of a pickle right now. Dalion getting all those grenade kills. This time, the Hunters being the hunted. And, you know, they got the taste of their own medicine. We just got to witness what E2 SOPM can do with the grenades. And right now, team members of Team PWP responded on their faces with those grenades coming in. And Shagar, the most experienced player in the lineup. Since my casting days, I have been casting this lad, and he always tends to surprise me with his amazing gameplay, even in the pro leagues as well. But right now, things have kind of gone into a standstill. But for how long? Not for too much, because teams have to enter inside the circle, and SK49 finding off one player from TDP, but will get instantly traded off over there by Lazy. But right now, the push will be coming in. Bolihang is trying to hold on, but Mifsal will find Shagar, but in turn gets traded out. And with that, down goes Team E2 SOPM, finally leading to, I think, just 2 teams surviving. And one of their players is even knocked.
Yeah, that's true. And both the players now, they have a 3 versus 3 fight, because TDP one player just got knocked out, and PWP, all the players are now in a quite good position, because the zone is favoring them, and TDP. 2 players just got knocked out. 1 player of PWP also got knocked out. This is now going to be 1 versus 2 situation. Which team is going to win? I'm little curious. PWP is looking a very quite promising situation right now. TDP last player is just moving forward. He just have some damage of grenade, and yep, he just got killed. PWP got the chicken dinner with some amazing kills as well, as in TDP got the second position.
Yes, and absolutely, both the teams are having a very, very good outing over here in the Rainforest. And like we mentioned, you know, you need to have that compound advantage to yourselves, and PWP kept that for them. And TDP, despite the fact they were so amazing, Frag Boy going completely berserk, still managed to get a decent finish. A second position with a lot of kills are definitely gonna push them up in the standings. But yes, like we have discussed, it was all about the circle. It all came down to who had the best position in the circle, and it was PWP. But right now, we will take a look at the MVP of this particular game, and that's gonna be...
Oh, we have the way.
SK49, 5 kills, 682 damage, 24 minutes of survival time. And look at his distance cover, just 3 kilometers.
That's an amazing play from PWP side. Yeah, that's because the zone is favoring them. They just choose a side that the calculation is very accurate, that they have to move a little bit. They're getting some kills as well, and SK49 got 5 kills, which is a decent amount of kills, and this shows that they have the caliber. They're just moving up, and what a great game from these two teams. But if I talk about TDP, they are now arrived. They just have the momentum. Finally, they have the second position. I'm literally hoping in the next match, I want to see that they are going to get the second dinner, because the team is finally showcasing that, yep, why they are one of the most experienced team here.
Yeah, absolutely. Better late or never is the definite slogan for this team. But right now, we will have to take a look at the match summary as to see how things have panned out for the teams. And there you go. Total 54 kills were made, out of which 63 knocks. So many teams dying to the circle. But if you talk about the headshots, it's 16. Not a lot of smokes and grenades being used, just 96. Vehicle kills, we saw a few knocks, but not something that got converted. But grenade kills, I think grenades really came down in the last phases. And just 2 airdrops were looted out. So teams really going on a mediocre outing over there, not really going all in. But a lot of teams are definitely falling to the circuit.
Absolutely, you're right. And if we talk about, most of the players are relying on their gun power, because they know that utilities are very nice, but we can knock some players with our gun as well, and yep, that happened.
Yes, absolutely. And with that, we will have to take a look at the top 5 players who are gonna join SK49 in the kill fragger list this time around. And has to be Gole, in fact, I'm sorry, from Angry Springs. And they've got 4 kills for themselves, followed by Da Leon, the teammate of SK49, an experienced player himself. And Mepsol, he does not want to stop. He is always making sure that he makes it into the top 5 kill fraggers. But right now, Aruz, he was also playing amazingly well. In fact, especially the fight against Team Rivals, if I'm not wrong. But it was not Team 7Cs that kind of got away with it. The last player, Nemesis, I believe, he was the one who clutched it out and got himself the kill. But right now, Team 7Cs, they are finding themselves in a bit of pickle. But Team TDP, they are going to step things up right now. And with that, let's segue into the standings as to see where they stand after this game in this particular match.
And yeah, we have the PWP Esports with 20 placement points and 11 kills. What a good amount of kills. They have total 21 points. Razi Process having a second position with 7 kills is equal to 21 points, and E2 SOPM, consistent team with 16 consistent points, and Agony Springs are still there with 12 total points.
Yeah, they are. And Thunder Yeti, a decent outing from them as well. But is it gonna be enough? Like me and Johnny were just discussing in the previous segment, that they need a lot of kills. They need at least 10-15 points per game, and now they've managed 9. So they definitely need just not 1 chicken dinner, but 2. And right now, we just have 2 games remaining. So, they have to play out of their minds right now, get those chicken dinners to qualify, or this is gonna be their dreams being broken right here and right now today itself. But taking a look at the teams that could not really perform very well in this particular game. Abrupt Slayers, Venom Legends, I'm not really worried about the bottom 3 because they're pretty much qualified. But 7C Esports, 1971 Gladiators, Salty Squad, another big name that comes up when you talk about the Nepal region out there. They are so good. Even in the Bangladesh region, they're very famous. So we have to see if this team can really, get in all that experience, because TDP are on the verge of making themselves safe. but still, it's a long way to go for Team Salty.
Absolutely, and just Salty have to change because this is the last time. You just left have only 2 games, and trust the process, understand this thing. They have to perform well, and yes, they did. They have the second position. Second position, not that bad because you just have left. It's only 6 points, right, from the first position, and yes, it's also good because they have 21 points. This is going to give them a huge boost, and maybe I'm literally excited that what points they're having on the all-over leaderboard.
And you will be answered right now as we will be moving on to check on the leaderboard as to where the teams are gonna stand after the second game today. But Phantom Esports still holding on to that amazing 184 points, and followed by DRS-Gaming with 178 points. But Rivals X, they are trying to compete in. They do definitely want that first spot for the bragging rights. They've all qualified, like I mentioned. Venom Legends, A1 Esports, E2S OPM. Look at them. Just the match above, before this, they were on the 9th position. Now they've bounced in. They've made their way into the 6th position itself. But as we move down the line on towards the second quarter, we see Team of Wolves Den, High Voltage, PWP Esports, and PN Crew as well. My eyes are still searching for Team TDP.
Absolutely, I'm still searching for that team, and yep, we have Angry Springs climbing up on the 14th position with 104 points, and this is a decent type number of points, and we look that they can literally move up because KS and PN Crew, KSAX and PN Crew have only 108 and 106 points. They can have a good play if they got a top 5 or top 7. They can literally climb up and get some more decent position on 12th and 13th. But if we talk about 4 Archangels and Kira Peace Flow, they are moving up. They are on the 20 and the 21st position. 4 Archangels have 82 points and Kira Peace Flow have 80. Look at the team, which is RisingNepal. They're having 92 points, and yep, they are quite good, but they have to perform in this match so that they can move on the second chart of the leaderboard.
Yeah, they do have to, but right now, now we will have to take a look at the teams that are in trouble, and trust the process still are not safe, my friend. They are doing decent with 72 points, but they have to get some consistent finishes in the next couple of games. They have just kind of reached a threshold, but you know, getting I guess 10 points or 5-6 points per games in the next 2 games might just be enough. But Salty Sport, this is a team that has to step it up. Thunder Yeti, they did have a good performance. They did, you know, rise up. They're not dead smack last. But this is not just it. This is just not it, because you have to get more than that. You have to get chicken dinners, and not just one, but 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we talk about the teams which have to get some chicken dinners, and they literally want some, just like Trusty Process, to Salty Squad and Thunder Yeti. And if we talk about the stats of the team, which is Thunder Yeti and Salty Squads and the Trusty Process, an equal amount of kills we can say, but the difference is placement points. Now the teams are focusing on placement points as well, because they are literally important. Because if you got second position or third position, you get a double-digit amount of placement point, which is equal to 10 or 14, and this is going to give you a boost. And I hope if they keep up the momentum, I'm talking about the team which is Trusty Process, if they keep up the momentum on the next match, then maybe they can perform well and they can move on the third chart, and which is going to give them a smile on their face, because they are performing well. This is a start, and this is a kind of improvement, we can say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think TDP is gonna have a lot of problems after the game that they played. They really did perform when time came B. But with that being said, I think you know, when we move on to the semi-finals, we have the point systems being reset, so that might be a good sign. But with that, we will be heading out for a short little break, and on the other side, we will go into the deserts of Miramar to see which team prevails supreme.
Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2020. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. We are down at the last day of the group stages and final two games remaining for the teams from Group B and D. What is going to happen? Who is going to qualify for the semi-finals? Who is going to have to say goodbye to their journey and the dreams for this year and try out next year? Maybe, well, we're going to find out after these two games. The next match is going to happen on Miramar, and joining me on the desk, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be no one other than Phoenix.
Thanks a lot, Johnny, for the introduction. And then the previous match, PWP Esports just got the chicken dinner, and NRZ Process got the second position. I'm very happy because they are literally moving up. They are having a great position. In the previous match, I supported NRZ Process, and now I'm just going to support Salty Squad because I want them to perform and move on and climb up on the third chart, because I literally want them to play in the semi-final. I really want to play other teams as well, but these are teams which are like quite my favorite, and it is really nice.
Well, with those teams, they have to, I can't emphasize this enough, those teams have to get a chicken dinner because the gap was just too big. 73 points for the team sitting on the 24th, while before the last game, the teams were just starting to climb. Now they need the chicken dinner to secure the spot in the top 24 so that they will be moving on to the semifinals, and it's going to be a tough job, but they still have 2 more games to left. If they can finish, not get a chicken dinner, but if they can finish in the top 4 in the next 2 games consistently with at least 5 kills in every single game, that is definitely going to do the job for them.
Absolutely, because you just have to get literally climb up. You just need every game you just have to need maybe 20 or 15 points. This is going to be very important for you. So you just have to be focused on how you're going to move and how you're going to move inside the zone, take some fights, be in your side and get some kills and get some points as well. This is necessary because after this game you just left only with one match, and that match is going to be very deciding match, that which teams are going to move forward and which teams are going to end it here.
Definitely, it's going to be a deciding match that is going to be played on Vikendi. But before we head over to those icy lands, we still have to the teams, I mean not us, but the teams will have to fight their way through the deserts of this land that is called Miramar, which is a pretty big map. We have seen a lot of rotations being cut down out of nowhere, and also the battle of the snipers. It is going to be pretty intense, but as I say, the game is live and the trajectory of the planes, it is in front of us as it goes from the southeastern side of El Azhar all the way towards the trailer park area, out of all places.
Yeah, that's true. And you know that the zone prediction is very bad. Whenever I say the zone is going to be on southern side, it shifts towards the northern side. When I say the zone is going to be on eastern side, it shifts towards the western side. So now I'm hoping the zone is going to be on northern side of the San Martin or Hacienda del Petro, or I'm just still thinking that the zone is going to be on water treatment. So we can see some fights outside the circle as well, but in the Miramar we are very less see the early fights because still the teams are not able to get some loot, and there are widespread of team as well, and I literally think that which team are going to add which place in Rivals X. Maybe they are just going to add Leos Leonis.
Yeah, those things might actually be possible this time around, but with the northern trajectory, the southern part of the map, that's the important thing. The southern part of the map is going to be out of reach for almost every single lad in this plane, and that might just create a lot of trouble for the teams that are looking to go towards Chumacera, Minas Din Valley, or Valle del Mar. Ladriela will also be one of the places that's going to be out of reach, but people hardly go there. Also, the city of Los Leones and the circle this time is going to be centered around the graveyard and the junkyard area. Also, La Benedita, a good spot where we do see some of the players for Rivals X who have gone for a 4-man split drop, which actually works out pretty well on Miramar for a lot of teams.
Yep, that's true. And if we talk about the team, which is Trust the Process, who got the second position in the previous match, La Cabrera, they just landed there. They are quite far away from the circle, but I think so there's no team to contest them while they are moving except the teams which are in the San Martin, which is 1971 Gladiators, as well as the team we have Salty Squad, and in the Picardo we have 2 teams. which is okay. Kira Jane trying to knock some players. They're still in the parachute, and he just wants some literally very early kills. But unfortunately, not a single bullet got connected, and they are just have to move from here because some loot just got done by them, and they just have to move inside the Montenegro side and get some advanced loot so that they can take some fights as well.
Well, they will try to take them, some fights for themselves, as we did see them try to do that against the players for T4M, but the retaliation is going to come in as the players have now landed onto the land, basically, and they have got one of the players from Kira Peace Flow off guard. That is going to be Tokle, and still alive is going to make sure that Tokle is not going to be alive anymore in this game. The finish is going to come in. It is the Tommy gun, the Thompson that he has in his hands, and the Vector. An interesting combo. This works out in the early stages. Not a good combo to have during the late game stages, especially on this map of Miramar. So he's going to still look around for those better weapons, for those better utilities, and those healings. Does not have a hammer, just has a level 1 helmet right now.
Yeah, that's true. And now the team that the player just got eliminated from the Kira Peace Flow, they just went far away. They don't want to take fight because, yep, they lost a player. And this now, the 3 players are alive. Kurkure, Jane, and Suzanne. They just now have to work. They are in a good position, the leaderboard. So they just want to get some placement points and a little bit of kill points as well. But we'll see that what is going to happen in the next. And T4M, they got a early kill. They have 1 kill, and this is very nice. And if we talk about PWP Esports, the team of RisingNepal, they're very close to them. E2SOPM, they are on the Picardo side. Maybe this is going to be very bad for RisingNepal, Khuni, and the team of the Sonam and Crazy. They are all moving towards the player of the one player of E2SOPM. They're having a fight. Khuni have a Thompson as well as Vector. He spotted a player, but he didn't able to knock him out.
Yeah, the knockout wasn't there, but RisingNepal, they're going in for the charge, and the players have spotted each other out, and the fight is definitely going to take place in the next matter of seconds. E2S, OPM, Totter, Mifsel, and the other lads, they have taken their positions, while the players of RisingNepal, they are clustered together on the outer edges of these compounds. So it's going to be a tricky fight for them to make it work, since E2S, OPM, they also have Alan on the back lines with the 4-story building being a good place for him to hold out. He will be able to spot out any sort of flanks that are going to come from the players of RisingNepal. Hunter in the backlines as well. The flanks are going to be stopped. RisingNepal, they're going to have to focus on taking down these 2 isolated players first, and then focus on the lads right in front. Crazy does take some damage, as I said, all in a perfect position, but the shots are going to be fired from Crazy's side as well. On the other side, Soldi squad, one of the players is going to be blown up. It's going to be Vcash who's going to be taken out for an early exit.
Yeah, that's true, and this is a very bad situation for them because they are on the 4 table. They just have to move in, and yep, in the early stages, lost of 1 player. But I have to talk about the placements of the player of RisingNepal. Prerak is having a very good situation. He can spot some players and get them off guard and get some early knocks as well. But if the opposite happen, if he got knocked out, then this is going to be very worse for the team of RisingNepal because he is a little bit far away from the team, and they just want to revive him if they want to take a perfect fight of a 4v4 men. And the team is still trying to fight back, and they're a little bit delaying the fight. They don't have to reveal the position, but blah 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 of Salty just got knocked out by dropping from the car. Maybe he's just want to race with himself, but unfortunately he just knocked out himself.
Well, the knockout is definitely going to cause the team to be at a disadvantage for the next couple of seconds. But once the lad has been revived, they are going to try and make a comeback in this game. Let's just hope no one finds him in that worst situation and just finishes him off for an easy free kill that basically anyone in the game can grab for themselves as long as they are not exposed. So looking at the teams around them, there's TDP coming in from the backlines. There's rivals on the southern side of Soulz Squad towards Junkyard. There's 4 Archangels, Venom, Legends, and Thunder Yetis also closing in from the Elazar area. So a lot of threats, but blah blah blah, he is back on his feet. It was a quick revive that was supposed to take place, and that's how it exactly happened. So a perfect timing, and Soulz Squad being quite lucky in that scenario. But these two teams, RisingNepal and E2S OPM, still just trying to stalk each other from the far off distances, and All-In might have just given away his position. Crazy on the rooftop. Did All-In spot out the pixels of Crazy's head, the way he's proning down? I think he knows, he's expecting someone to be there and someone to be in a really aggressive position. So he needs to be extra careful, and he is doing exactly that. The circle, as we do see it, Junkyard, Graveyard right in the center along with La Benedita, and the teams are already coming in with those early rotations. Only case Invincibile and T4M along with ASL, that is Abrupt Slayers, are outside the circle right now. Even Venom Legends, they have 1 player in the throne. The rest of the players are following up right behind him.
Yep, that's true, and they're just going to move inside the zone as because they have the vehicles, they have the speed as well, and they can move so early. But if we talk about the situation of the team, which is E2 SOPM and RisingNepal, they are fighting between the fight is going between them, but PWP Esports can backstep them. If we talk about the first airdrop, we have Groza and Sonam just caught off guard, knocked out by Trotra, and he just finished him instantly. They just got a fight, they got a kill, and yep, they are moving away from this fight because they just knocked a player, eliminated a player of RisingNepal. They did a damage to that team, and now they're just moving outside. They just have left the fight because they don't want to take the fight anymore, because they know that the utilities are wasting, the ammo is wasting right now. So they're just going to focus on the close range fight, or maybe get a centralized position in the zone, and a centralized position is always beneficial for you.
Yeah, the centralized position is going to be beneficial, and the circle does not make that much of a drastic shift as well. So if this carries on to the later stages of the game, the teams are not going to have to rotate if they are taking the center early on. But in the late game stages where the circle is right now, I think the trend of the day has become those open area fights in those big maps, and that is exactly what we're going to get. Apart from the huge ridges that you have towards the La Benedita area, all the other areas, I mean, if it moves towards the graveyard situation, that's going to be a flat area fight. Quite difficult to have. If you have the utility, you can get through. Comparison to the other sort of a terrain, the southern side of junkyards, you have mountains there. That's going to be a tricky one, but if you manage to get the high ground, it's going to put you in an advantage. So high ground advantage on Miramar, it is really important to have. Gives you information, gives you an advantage in the fight, and if you use it correctly, we have seen a lot of teams grab those chicken dinners just based on having a physically better position on the game.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right, because high ground give you a high amount of location. You can locate the player, you can spot the player as well, and Thunder Yeti just getting some shots from the team, which is Venom Legends. They just spotted them. Well, both the teams have to move inside the zone, and Demonic just he's inside the zone, and blah blah blah. We are looking at the Salty Squad. They just lost the player, which is weak cash in the early stage. They're down to 3 members. I just want to see that how they are going to capitalize, and how they're going to get in the top 3 or get second in this situation. Because if you have women, this is quite good for you because you have a high amount of manpower. And let's talk about the second team, which is 1971 Gladiators. They also have to improve their gameplay because they are also in a quite bad situation, and I hope that this team is also going to perform in this match, because after this you just have only a single match, and that's the last match of the group stage.
Yeah, that is going to be the last match of the group stages, which is going to be played on Erangel, but this one is going to be an intense one right now, as we do have the beautiful cinematic shots being shown by the observers, because on Miramar, the first 15 minutes, hardly anything happens. I mean, we have reached the 11-minute mark. 16 teams alive, 61 players. I know a maths professor is going to be happy looking at that palindrome right now, but a lot of fights take place post 15 minutes into this game. This one is going to happen at any moment as KS Invincibles, they are passing by the players of TDP who are in a perfect position to have good compounds, but KS Invincible, I think they spot them out from the distance because the players are being careful, and this is going to be a challenge for these compounds coming in from this team. An interesting one as well, KS Invincible, we do see Void stepping into the backlines, going for a super wide flank or just trying to scout out an escape route for his team as he steps out of the play zone and is going to be taking some damage from the blue zone right on the edge, is going to heal up a little, and then we'll see what the team is thinking. The other three players right now are just holding their positions against the players of TDP. No sign of aggression is what I was about to say, but Demo is just going to try and be the demolition man with the nade in his hand being thrown. Not going to connect with anyone though.
Yeah, that's true. And if we talk about the situation the Void created, this is some type of strategy because this works out that how many gunfires are there. Maybe there are 2 players or 3 players, and this is maybe worked out for them because now KS Invincible know that there are 4 players. They have to take the fight very calmly and to show the calmness while taking the fight, not to get knocked out and be in a trouble in there. And Void just taking a shot from a long distance, trying to burst cars of the team of TDP. They are outside the zone. They have to move inside the zone. And if we look forward to the zone is taking a northern eastern shift towards the junkyard, as Mr. Johnny is saying that this is going to be very difficult for the team who are in the eastern or western side of the zone, because they have to move inside the zone early, because the team who are already in the zone, they are going to gatekeep for you and they are hungry for kills.
Yeah, they are definitely going to be hungry for kills. The team especially, since most of the teams in this lobby are still outside in a bad situation as far as the leaderboard are concerned, and they will look to climb. To do that, they will need to have those skills for them, because even 1 point can make the difference between a team qualifying and not qualifying. As I was about to say, that AGS Lark AOP barely missing the opportunity to take out Rivals Trigger, but Rivals, the squad is going to stop, and the long-range battles are going to commence with those DMRs, as we do see Trigger with his trigger finger on the Mini 14 in his hands, and did spot out the players of AGS, but they immediately went inside the cover to hide their bodies and to avoid any sort of early aggression from any direction, basically. Still, 15-minute mark almost being reached. No one has died yet. No one has been knocked out. 61 players alive, 16 teams in the game. But this weapon can change everything. The Groza was there in the airdrop, but for Archangels, Mr. Y spots out KS Invincible Legend. He's going to take some shots, buddy. The other players did reach the cover. They are going to protect their own teammates. You need to hide and fight. Can't fight out in the open. That's too risky. Now see, since the other 2 players, Void and Legend, they managed to reach the compounds. Now they are giving ADS. They are giving some cover fire to their own teammates for them to cross over. This just puts 4 Archangels in a bad situation. Now they move up the mountain, they make their bodies visible. 4 Archangels might take them down, but 4 Archangels, the pressure is going to be on them also, since they will have to move inside the zone. They are outside the play zone right now. They are going to have to move in soon.
Yeah, that's true, because the zone is going to be very lethal for you, and we are just going to move at the 4th zone, and TDP Shagar just trying to spot some players of Venom Legends, and KS Invincible Demo is very close to the squad of PWP, and one player just got knocked out of Kira Peace Flow, which is Kurkure, and Nightwing just finished him instantly. Demo wants to move inside the zone. He's outside the zone, and 4 Archangels not going to spot them. Knocked a player and going to finish him instantly. Demo is in a difficult position because Legends got knocked out, Void also got knocked out, and Legends got finished, and Void as well. And it's now only on 2 players, which is Demo and Ehsan, popping some smoke walls, trying to make some smoke walls as well to be in a fight as well as they can, and to delay the fight as well. But they are outside the zone. The cars got burst. Oh, what a nice grenade, but they are surviving on the 50% HP. PWP, they're not going to give any chance. But if we talk about Venom Legends, Evil Eye got some shots from the team of Trust the Process. He is on 10 HP, going to get knocked out, but barely survive and taking a cover of a tree.
They could have taken him out. They could have taken him out easily, but On the other side, one lad that's not going to survive, that's going to be our Roos from 7C. Mr. Smokies is going to be taken down by the players of Rivals X as well as they charge in. Now Snipe and Hungry Box are going to be the two players left standing. On the other side, AGS and Abrupt Slayers, they get into a chaos as E2S OPM step in as well and secure the few kills for themselves. Kira Peaceflow as well. So this is where things get super interesting. Now the third parties are going to come in. 7C, they won't need a third party if they don't stay alive for long. Snipe going to take the fight and he's going to be finished off. Who got the kill? It wasn't the players of AGS. They are charging in as well. Alright, it was a different fight. Rivals did finish off the players of 7Cs over there, and they are going to move forward from here with this squad wipe coming in. 7Cs, once again, the first team to take an exit from this game. And as I was saying, now Rivals, they focus their attention on the players of AGS who are going to be on the low ground. There's going to be a lot of third parties since all of the teams are coming in from the west to the eastern direction, and the collisions are going to be there. The rotations are going to be spotted out. Players are going to be caught off guard. They're going to be caught without a single hint of aggression that they are going to get shot at. And if you can't deal with that situation, this is what's going to happen, as we do see PWP, just Bolihang surviving. Clutch barely with any HP. He's going to have to clutch this one out. Is he going to be able to do that? Bolihang misses him completely. Did he take the shot? We're going to find out in a few moments. But on the other side, E2S OPM, they are taking the fight as RisingNepal's Cooney is going to be out in the open. PWP Esports, they do take an exit from this game, and I think Bolihang did not spot him out.
Yeah, that's true. And Erlian is the last man surviving for the team, E2S OPM, and RisingNepal Cooney is also the last man surviving for the team. So this is a 1v1 scene for both the teams as well. I'm literally curious that which team is going to clutch. And Clutch just killed the player 2KT Charlie. PWP Dalion just got finished, as well as Boyle Hang and RisingNepal Predak. The kills are going to get confirmed. Demonic just spotted a player of 1971 Gladiators, which is Yuri OP. He's just taking cover of a car, and Frag Boy is also getting some kills. So we have three teams which are outside the zone, and R and Cooney just got eliminated outside the zone, and RisingNepal got eliminated, as well as Abrupt Slayers. So this is a very quite bad situation for these teams. But 1971 Gladiators, one player just barely surviving on 40% HP, and Venom Legends Evil Eye got killed outside the zone. Dalion got the domination title of PWP, and the Thunder Yeti Marshall is need a revive. He's just bleeding out very fast, and they are just taking a fight with the team of the Kira Peaceflow as well as T4M and Angry Springs.
Yeah, the fight is going to be a triple threat sort of a situation, but in the meanwhile, the players from Soulz squad, they are right on the edge of the circle. So the circle does take a westward shift finally, and none of the teams are in there. Everyone is few teams, I would say 3 to 4 teams if you consider the players of Thunder Yetis to be on the edge as well, because they have an easy rotation. 4 teams in total on the edge. Everyone else is going to be forced to move up north, and none of those teams have full 4-player rosters left in this game. AGS, we see 2 people. 1971 Gladiators, 2 people. T4M, it's just 1 guy ref. Rivals X, they have a 3-man squad remaining in this game. So it's a really bad situation for basically everyone apart from TDP, who are left with all 4 players alive.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Rivals X.
Yeah, that's true. And if we talk about Soulz squads, if the gatekeep for their team, which is Kira Peaceflow as well as 1971 Gladiators, they can get some kills. But Thunder Yeti are just above them. They have to eliminate this team if they have to survive. And Angry Springs just got eliminated at the 9th position. Blazy shotting some mini 14 shots, and T4M official got eliminated at the 8th position, as well as 1971 Gladiators. In just 10 seconds, 3 teams just got eliminated, and we left with only 6 teams with 16 players alive. Rivals X getting some shots from the players of Trust the Process. They're still trying to take fights because they know they're in the top 6. They want to be in top 3 or want to get that second dinner. They're having a high ground inside the zone, and this is going to be very good for them. They're getting an upper hand while taking the fights, because all the teams are right now inside the zone, and Venom Legends last player is surviving, which is Retron. Rival X having 4-man lineup as well as TDP. And now Thunder Yeti and Soulz squad, they have a
Ooh, the vehicle blow up coming in on Rusin from Kratox from the squad of Thunder Yetis is gonna make sure that blah 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 is not gonna pop his head anymore. The good thing for the squad of Salty is gonna be that they are inside the circle, no incentive to move once again, so they can stay there for the next couple of seconds as the blue zone comes in, is going to touch the play zone now, and we have the next circle which moves away from them. A bad situation for all three of these teams. Rivals exit a perfect position inside the circle. They will have the high ground and they will have so much control. TDP, they're going to be forced into the fight against the players of Rivals X, which the squad from players are already going on domination. So most of the players we have seen on the kill feed again and again. Trigger is going to be spotted out in the open. Fragboy spots out Noob, knocks him down, and DDP somehow managed to take advantage. But Fragboy, he's going to be fragged out as he takes down Trigger first. Nemesis goes for the finish, but from the backlines, the support is going to come in from Miracle and Shaga, who for now has been knocked down, but in a couple of seconds is going to be back on his feet. The smoke is there, but is it going to be enough cover for Miracle to come up with a revive? He has Mr. Boro right in front of him, and if there's a nade on any player, and there it is, Mr. Boro with the nade, does it land perfectly, and Kobe, he is gonna get both the players with one nade. An incredible performance coming in from the players of Rivals X, a team that is definitely gonna challenge the first position on the leaderboard after this match.
Oh my god, what a performance from his side. Mr. Boro, single nade, eliminate a whole team. What a nice performance. And now I'm just looking because the 4 players are alive from the single team. The Thunder 80 may give them a good competition because 3 men are alive from their side. Venom Legends last player Detron is still surviving and they are on the top 5, and the teams still trying to fight. Thunder 80 still trying to take down the players of Salty squad, and the 2 players are still surviving, still fighting, and 1 player just got knocked out. It's now only on 1 player. I'm literally curious that can Salty squad make in the top 3 or not, and 1 more player just got knocked out of the Thunder 80 by a nade. And yep, he just need a revive, and he is getting a revive. The player from the team of Salty squad moving up quietly and slowly, and the team Rival X are not stopping. They just eliminated a team of Thunder Yeti. We have left with only 4 team and 11 players there, and the Grenades just shouting that we need kills, and we are getting some kills as well.
Yeah, they are definitely going to try and get as many kills as they can, already sitting on the number of 13. Mr. Noob is going to be the only player for his team sitting on 0 kills. His team has 13 in total. He's sitting on 0, so he's definitely hungry and does not want to finish on the 0 mark. Well, support players usually do not end up securing that many kills, but they are providing the utility, like Noob over here, just cornering out the opponents from the squad of Kirapi's Flow. And it is going to be important for him as well. It's the only 2-man squad that can challenge the rivals' teammates, and they take down 1. They're going to charge into the smoke, finish off the second player as well, who's still prone down inside there. The pixels are going to be spotted out. The finish is going to be there. And with that, Rivals just wiping out most of the server. 16 kills confirmed for these squads, these players. 1 more player remaining in the game. If they finish him off, that's going to be a 17-kill chicken dinner. Venom Legends, they have 0. All right, Trigger is going to be taken down. Detron, he needs to confirm that kill so he can get at least 15 points. 1 versus 3 situation. He's going to try and go for the chicken dinner, but he does not have the health. His armor is new. His helmet is undamaged as well, so that is going to put him at an advantage, but he needs to heal up before they come in and finish him off. But Noob is going to be here. Can he finish off with a kill? That's going to be a big question. He already has 1, and he gets the second one as well by the end of the game. Rivals, they take the chicken dinner on this desert land of Miramar.
Yeah, what amazing performance by the Rival X. They are just eliminating team 1 by 1, and they know that they're pretty strong because 4 men are alive there. They just hungry for the kills as well, and yep, they got the chicken dinner. But I want to appreciate the team, which is Salty squad. They are got the top 5 position, and yep, this is very nice for them. The morale boost is there for them.
Well, they still have 1 more game to left, and they need to put up an amazing performance in that one as well if they want to make sure that they're qualifying in the top 24 and heading into the semi-finals, because If they fail to do that, that's going to be a huge upset. But let's have a look at something that's not an upset. It's an upswing. That's the MVP from this game. And it is going to be a player from Rivals. Obviously, it's going to be Mr. Boro with 6 kills, 1021 damage, survival time of 24 minutes, 28 seconds, and distance covered, it's going to be 8.51 kilometers.
Yep, that's true. And from these 6 kills, he have 2 confirmed kills of grenade.
Yeah.
What a OP grenade from Mr. Boro's side. He just eliminated the team, which is trusty process, right? Yeah. They're just taking a cover off car, but unfortunately, Mr. Boro's nade is so precise that, yep, just eliminated the team. And he have 1021 damage. Mind-blowing performance from Mr. Boro's side, and yep, they are proving that why they're on the first chart of the leaderboard.
Yeah, definitely proving why even with 4 less games than the other teams, they were still sitting in the top 5. I'm pretty sure Rivals and Venom, they're going to try and finish off in the first 2, in the top 2 or in the top 3, just to make sure that they have a really good momentum going into the semi-finals. That's going to be important for them. But for the other teams, it's just going to be important to qualify for the semi-finals so they can carry forward their journey from here on to the next stages of the tournament. But now let's have a look at the top 5 players as well and see who all are going to be joining our MVP in this list. It's going to be Nemesis from Rivals as well. Makes sense. The team had an amazing performance. Along with them, we have Lakhe OP, a legend from Nepal, with the squad of AGS. We have Rivals Trigger as well with his 3 kills, 497 damage, and amazing performance. And TDP Lazy is also going to be there in the list.
Yeah, from top 5 players, the 3 players are from same team, which is Rivals X.
Yeah.
This is showing the perfect domination from the team. And yup, TDP, nice performance from their side as well. They're still surviving. They're still in the top 5. And yep, consistent performance we can see from their side. Yep, they are not that late, but yep, they're improving. And Salty Squad is also trying to improve. But the second position, the Venom Legends, last is still surviving from the 6th position when we are talking about. And yep, from there he got the 2nd position, which is literally amazing.
Well, that is amazing indeed. But now let us have a look at the match-wise standing as well and see how many points did these. Match summary it is. And we will get to see a lot of different things. So total kills confirmed is going to be 55, out of which 47 were knocked. So the revives were definitely there, and total kills does show the squads that were finished with the last player being taken out as well. Headshots in the game is 9, quite low for a map that in which people use a lot of snipers and DMRs. Smokes and nades, utility usage quite on point, 158. Sometimes we do see the average number being around 160 to 170, so this is pretty good. Vehicle kill 0, always want to keep that at 0, otherwise the match ends up being hilarious if there are too many vehicle kills. Grenade kills 4 and airdrops looted 1.
Oh my god, from a huge map, the only one airdrop got looted, and from the Rivals X team, because they uses the Groza and knocked out a player of TDP. That shows you they're using the utilities. That that drop is so amazing, that because from drop you got a very amazing gun as well as a level 3 kit which can useful in the last zone as well and give you a high amount of damage taken from there. And I'm just literally worried that which team is going to be on the 3rd chart from the leaderboard.
Yeah, definitely. But before that, we will have a look at the game-wise standing now and see how many points did these teams get for themselves. We know who's going to get the 1st position. It is going to be 37 points towards Rivals X. Surprising thing, Venom Legends with no kills still managed to keep the 2nd position with 14 points. That means the teams behind them did not get that many kills for themselves. Look at the speed up East flow, just 3 kills coming in, 13 points in total. Trusty Process do manage to climb up along with Thunder Yetis, 5 kills, 3 kills respectively. Number of points 11 and 10 to these two teams. Salty Squad also sitting on 10 points.
Yeah, that's true. And we have on the 7th position, we have Angry Springs with 6 kills, total having 9 points. And look at the 2nd chart of the standing. We have PWP Esports, E2SOPM, T4M Official, Abrupt Slayers. But I have to talk about KS Invincibile and 7C Esports. They didn't got a single kill. They just got 1 placement point. Is this a nice thing? Or obviously, it is a bad thing, or they just have to focus on because the last match is there, which is Vikendi.
I don't know if these two teams even care at this point about the matches that they have left. left. I mean, they do care about having a good momentum going into the semifinals, but that's the thing. They're already going into the semifinals. They're already in the top 24. Unless the teams that are below them just outshine them completely and just blow away the competition, these two teams have enough points to have a safety cushion.
Absolutely.
So, 7 Cs in the last game, they just need to finish. I would say for the sake of having a good flow in the semifinals and not having a bad morale going into it, for the sake of that, at least a top 4 finish with 4 to 5 kills.
Yeah, that's true. And if we talk about the top 4 finish, Venom Legends, we know that that team is already known for the domination, the gun power they have. But in this match, they have 0 kills, which is surprising us because they got the second position with 14 point and 0 kill. And they're just maybe chilling the game. They just know that they just qualified. They're just chilling. And by that, they got the second position. This is literally surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising indeed. But now let us have a look at the kill leaders as well from the overall and see how do things change over there. Quite much actually, because Mafia Ninja, he's still leading the charge, not playing any matches, so the number of 29 is just going to be there forever now. But Rivals X Mr. Boro, he climbs up with 24 kills. Venom Evil Eye is also going to be there with 24. So there's going to be a tie, and Mafia Ninja is going to feel the pressure as these players just keep on moving. Entry is going to be sitting on 24 kills as well, but drops down to the 4th position due to not having enough damage, and the difference between Evil Eye and Entry, it's not that much. Sinister, he has 21 kills on the 5th position. Moving on to the next 5. Changes over here are going to be Detron climbing up, and Hunter just still being stuck on the 9th position with 19 kills.
That's when we have RisingNepal Zizin on the 19 with 19 kills and 4,350 damage, and Phantom Esports, Rafat is also there, having 21 kills with an impressive damage of 4,170. Phantom Esports is also a good team. I'm just thinking that in the semifinals, how they're going to perform. Can they keep up the momentum, getting some kills as well, or they're just going to do some changes, or they're focusing on some chicken dinners?
Yeah, they will focus on some chicken dinners when they come back in the semi-finals, Phantom Esports. But for now, things are looking to change a little bit for the teams that weren't performing and were sitting in the 4th quarter of the leaderboards, because that's where it all comes down to. If you're not able to keep yourself in the top 24, you're going to be out. Let's have a look and have a look at the leaderboard right now before we head on to the last game of the day and the last game of the group stages. Rivals X definitely deserve the first position with 11 matches played, 185 points. This is just going to make the team so confident. Venom Legends, 148 points, so it's going to be hard for them to challenge the position for RSGaming, Phantom Esports or Rivals. But the good thing for Venom Legends is they are this consistent without any chicken dinners. Imagine if they secure the 20 position points in any game basically, and let's hope it's the last match of the group stages, because they need to get into the habit of being able to finish on the first position in at least a couple of games. Otherwise you're losing out on 6 points if you do not get the chicken dinner, 6 placement points that is. Moving on to the next set of standings, most of the teams have completed their matches. PWP Esports in a really good position, already qualifying, Angry Springs as well. So the teams in here are going to be pretty happy. They are heading into the semifinals. That's a team on the next quarter of the standings. That's the third quarter that might be at risk. And look at this, 7C Esports constantly dropping down 80 points, but still there's going to be Salty Squad with 73 points. So 2 teams have been pushed back already. And now if these teams don't perform, 7C Esports, they need to at least beat DoyenKnights. So 13 points is what 7C's Esports and Salty Squad, for them it's going to be 20 points. That's the mark that these guys are going to be aiming for in the next game. If they fail to do that, they're going to be at risk, because the teams behind them are also going to climb up slowly and steadily. And with that, NAVI, AzraelGaming, their journey also comes to an end for this PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2020, along with 999 Axe and NRZ Hunter. But KS Invincibile, T4M Official, Thunder Yeti and 1971 Gladiators, these 4 teams will have one last opportunity to do whatever they can, to do whatever is in their powers in the last game to go into the top 24 and move on to the semi-finals. One last game, one last drop from that airplane into the land of Vikendi. You have to make it count. If you don't, That's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for you in the PMCO Fall Split 2020. And it is going to be quite an intense match for these lads as well and for the teams. But it is going to happen after we come back from a very short break. So you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split Group Stages. Now it's time that you all waited for. It's going to be time for the last game of the group stages, which is going to be played on Vikendi. My name is Varun Super Johnny John, and joining me on the desk, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Fixes.
Thank you so much, and we are finally in here for our last final game, and we will have to see in the frozen lands of Vikendi which team is gonna shine and which team is gonna come on top. And looking at the flight path trajectory, we can see an almost equal dissection of this entire map, going right dead smack through the center. So it's not gonna be a huge problem for the teams to drop on their favorite drop locations. But the first question that arises when we talk about Vikendi, where is the zone gonna be?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a pretty big question, because in the morning we were casting another PMCO, and there it was on land basically. It was quite a comfortable matchup for the players, but this time I definitely want to see the Northern Circle in this land, because in this map of Vikendi, it's been a while since we got the Northern Circle towards the side of Port, Krichas. Even Gorokai is going to work. Cosmodrome is going to be okay as well. But right now, what I see... Alright, the Circle is going to be in the south. I'm a bit heartbroken, but what I was going to say was Rivals, what they're doing is a bit weird, but it might just work. The 2-1-1 split, the wide 2-1-1 split. In fact, look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, taking a look at this particular circle, I guess it's gonna end somewhere around Dino Park or Abbey. And I would love to see a Dino Park circle. So a lot of, those mazes coming in. You have that volcanic mountain coming over there. A lot of teams, a lot of possibilities are definitely opening up. But if we take a look at the teams dropping nearby, we have a lot of cluster of teams going on towards the northern side.
Yeah, a huge cluster on the northern side, just a few teams inside the circle right now. So when these teams start to move south, which in Vikendi happens really fast, it's going to be a troublesome situation. PWP Esports, they went completely wide away from the plane's trajectory, going all the way towards the cement factory and the Peshkova area. So they're going to have some trouble coming inside the circle, but it's going to be an easy rotation since they'll only have to deal with one team. That's going to be T4M, and even I expect them to move in really soon. So basic strat, we always talk about this. Move in early towards the center, hold a comfortable position. Circle's not going to have that much of a drastic shift after it forms the very first time.
Yeah, absolutely. But right now, certain teams have really stepped things up. But Salty Squad, can they actually make it this time around? Can they qualify till the semi-finals? That's a good question.
Yeah, they have already made it, sitting into the top 24 right now. Unless the teams below them actually just destroy them in this game, and Salty Squad, they get eliminated first. I think even then, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a speculation, because 4 teams will have to step up their game, and those 4 teams will have to get a lot of kills and finish in the top 4 in any order to for that to happen.
What about Thunder Yeti getting a chicken dinner, like say 15-20 kills?
That's going to be incredible, and they just might qualify if that happens. But 20 kills, not with 15.
Okay, 20 kills is what they have to target. And right now, at this exact moment, they have nothing to lose but a lot on the line. And that they have to get. So if they play their hearts out, if they just go YOLO and aggressive, playing their cards right, then they might just make it. Because in Vikendi, you can actually make those pushes happen if you know the proper art of pushing a compound in this particular map. Because it's quite different to other maps. Because you have those small compounds, just that one floor, throw your grenades in, get your mollies right, have a proper cover fire, and you're good to go. But with that being said, we can see Lucy taking down the members of Team 1971, Nightwing already being finished off, and I guess 1971, they are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they are going to be in trouble, sitting with 3 people in this game. One lad being taken down already. That is going to be Nightwing. And Abrupt Slayers, they're going to be pretty happy with the good start for them. Abrupt Slayers also a pretty decent position in the standings as far as these guys are concerned. So they are just going to try and finish off with a decent game as well, so that the semi-finals, they don't look too bad to them. But this time, 1971 Gladiators, as we said, chicken dinner with 20 kills. All 4 of those teams, they need that. Again, since Salty Squad is sitting on the 73-point mark, it's the 30-40 points that need to be covered up, and it's going to be quite tricky to make that happen because we hardly get to see those 20-point, 20-kill chicken dinners. And in South Asia, it hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't happened in a while, but let's hope in the foreseeable future maybe we might get to witness that happening around. But right now, Abrupt Slayers, Joker, Heaven, these 2 players are already moving with their vehicles in, and Lucy and Legend, they are going away as they are looting off right now as well. But a lot of teams have started their rotation out, and they are trying to enter inside the circle. But we have to see as to how exactly are they going to enter and engage with the other teams that are playing over there. But talking about Team Angry Springs, as the name goes, they have dropped off at Hot Springs, and now they're looking comfortable. And while they are going to enter, they will have to meet up with E2S OPM. And talking about E2S OPM, they definitely do shine in Vikendi, and so is 7C Esports. But they've had their own trouble. How I do not know if 7Cs can really pick themselves up and get a good showing, get a good outing, and really make it into the semi-finals.
Well, that's going to be a big question. Sitting on the 23rd position right now, they need a decent outing in this game. I would say at least 10 points. 7Cs for the last few games, they have been the first one to get eliminated. This game, at least 10 points, 10 to 11 points, they're good to go. Semi-finals, the point table it will reset, so they can have a fresh beginning over there, and they can try again from scratch to build up the momentum towards the finals and head into the finals. It's the same thing that happened last time, but the last time 7Cs did have a good standing in the group stages, and then it's the semi-finals where they faltered. And a beautiful view of the mountains of Vikendi in front of us right now. We know the land's filled with a lot of ice, and I guess this is where it comes from.
Absolutely. And during the summers, obviously, a few people would want to go over there. But those pan shots really coming into, that was stunning, to be honest. But right now, let's focus at the things in hand. We have Team PWP engaging against Team E2S OPM, and Dal Leon has already been on the receiving end, getting knocked down over there. And Al Leon is trying to actually make that flank happen, trying to cover it up, but oh my goodness, look at Hunter. He does not care. He wants to go in aggressive, but Chari will definitely knock him down with his Uzi, but will want to finish him off. But will the cover fire come in time? No is gonna be the answer. Chari is dropped so low, and Totter is definitely trying to provide that cover fire, but Bolihang will also take down Mifsal, and E2S OPM. Suddenly they are in a lot of trouble.
Well, a player, if he comes from a team that was known as trained to kill, he is trained to kill. That's what T2K stand for in front of Chari's name. Right now playing for the squad of PWP, and an incredible performance has been showcased by these guys, as we did see them get the chicken dinner as well in today's matches. But now, E2S OPM, how are you planning to survive this one? How are you planning to survive this onslaught? Because Vikendi, another thing it's notorious for, it's those compounds. As you said, as Fixes pointed out a couple of seconds ago, the compounds are there, but the distance between the compounds is not that big. So the rotations are quite often figured out by your opponents. They spot you out, they chase you down, then they finish you off. E2S OPM, they will have to find a way to get away from this Wall Nova City, and they actually do. Just pick up the vehicles and just completely abandon and rotate. Are rotating right now, bang in the center of the circle. That's going to be the Abbey area.
You still cannot rule out the presence of Totter. We had seen them taking the chicken dinner with just 2 players in this particular map. So they really have to rely on perfect positioning, have a perfect game, and those grenades. I really hope they do have them this time. They need more of them, or more of those utilities. And talking about a lot of firepower, a lot of utilities, we have the first airdrop. Groza coming in there with the extended quick draw mag. I mean, just get a suppressor and you are good to go. And I love the attachment of suppressor. See, the best part about it is everyone in the competitive arena is well familiar with the recoil pattern. So it's not recoil is just another thing for these players. They know how to control it well. So they don't actually need a lot of compensators or flash hiders, but suppressor really does come into handy in the final end circles. That that suppression of your gunshots can really be that edge between you and your enemies being taken down.
Yeah, the enemies definitely need to be taken down if you want to move ahead, and PWP, they are looking to do just that as a spot of the players of AGS, I think. And the shots were fired, but the distance is too much. Or were they shooting towards the players of Venom Legends? I think it is Venom Legends now, because the players are right there and they have been spotted out. One of the lads, Detron, was quite far away, probably coming in with a super wide rotation, but Abrupt Slayers versus RisingNepal, a fight that keeps on happening again and again in any given map we go.
And right now, we will have to see as to how Abrupt Slayers are going to go on with this RisingNepal. They were, you know, had a decent performance out today, getting some kills, having decent outings, and just enough to make themselves, you know, getting through past the group stages. And they will be playing in the semi-finals where the points are gonna get reset. But Abrupt Slayers, they are both of the players are actually holding out on the rooftop. They are trying to spot down the enemies, trying to take them down as well. But right now, I think this is a good idea of trying to hold the compound. I still believe you just need to have one of your players on the rooftop, the rest inside the compounds, because you never know in Vikendi if someone is nearby you and you haven't spotted them out yet, and you are in the open and you're on a rooftop, you're gone now. You'll get instantly knocked, and before you even get down, you'll get finished off. But right now, we are gonna see where the circle is gonna take its transition, as TDP, they are definitely trying to get inside the circle. We see a few more knocks coming out over there, and a lot of fights will be breaking out. Vikendi game has usually been a slow-paced affair, but it tends to get very, very immense during the final end stages of the game. And talking about clusters, we have a lot of clusters around Volnova.
Yeah, it's 4 teams that are there towards the Volnova area. It's going to be quite tricky to get away from there after this circle once it shifts somewhere else. But it's going to be a lot of fights that are happening during those rotations, and that becomes really tricky. For now, on our screens, Abrupt Slayers, once again, they need to be super careful. Otherwise, the players from RisingNepal, they don't miss their shots. We all know that. Also, teams are going to be rotating from this location only. This is on the outer side of the center of the circle, towards the outer edge of the circle. So teams moving in towards the center, they will definitely try and see if they can spot them out. But Muffin from AGS is going to be spotted out. Evil Eye trying to dish out some damage, but misses even with the tap shots. The distance is just too much, buddy.
Yeah, the distance is just too much, but he will still not give up. He is going on with the spray, but the spray is not really connecting, as the same mistake that we talked about. Players should actually focus just a tad bit ahead of where the vehicle is going through to get that perfect shot being connected. And right now, Angry Springs members were roaming out in the open, but right now Reaper has found out one member of KS Invincibile, and Void will be his victim, but the grenade comes in from Ehsan, will be taking down Aruz and instantly finish him off before he even realizes that fact. And C Minor also coming in for the rescue, but other members of Team 7Cs have closed in. Sniper trying to grenade out those compounds. The Molotovs goes in. Void has been knocked. Can Hungry Box throw a grenade into perfection? No is an answer, because they are on the ground floor. Snipe OP blindfolded charges in inside the compound. Legend does knock him down, but he is very low right now. Hungry Box will have to deal with Legend, who is completely just surviving on that sliver of HP, but he is waiting for his gun to reload, and yes, down there he goes. C Minor is charging inside the building, and Hungry Box will instantly reload. Reaper spraying down onto it. C Minor, and Hungry Box comes from behind, will take him down. With that, Team KS Invincible are gonna get the road shown up by Team 7Cs for the lobby.
Well, they weren't that invincible against the 7Cs players, and as I said, 11 points for 7Cs. They already have 5 if they get taken out early on. But if they finish off high in the positioning, they are definitely going to get more. Joker outside. He is going to take some damage. Comes back in. This is what I was talking about. Need to be careful. Once you've spotted out the players of RisingNepal, you need to make sure that you're always in cover. This lobby, it's so high skill. It doesn't matter if you are 200 meters away. You are visible. You will take the shot if the player in front of you has the scope.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be the situation over here right now. But T4M, they're in a bit of a pickle right now, are getting Molotoved over here and there, but they're still holding on to their horses. But take a look at Team 7 Seeds. They did manage to lose one player out, but still got a squad wipe. And now the trouble for them is not yet done. T4M are really closing in on their compound. And look at the shift of the circle. It's even as we have already predicted. Vikendi always tends to go into an even shift till the 5th or the 6th circle where we see a curveball coming in from the circles. But right now, Team 7C look to disengage from this fight. But Alpha, he is gonna spray down, and Snipe OP has been a victim to its insane spraying. And right now, 7Cs, this decision of backing down is totally going against them.
Well, they need to back down. That's a team that's already coming out of a fight that they just took. T4M, they will basically be taking advantage of a broken down 7Cs if they charge in right now. But Dominator, he did take some damage, so that's going to buy the opposing team some time. But Mr. Boro is not looking to stop Rivals X. They are hunting down the players of RisingNepal one after the other. 3-man squad remaining from the side of RisingNepal, and Rivals X will look to continue the same performance that they had in the last game in this one as well. But this time around, the players are out in the open. This is not Miramar. You will not have the ridges. It's a big downslope that you will have to run down from. And Venom Legends on the other side are in a fight with the players from AGS.
Yeah, and they are also in the receiving end. But Team Rivals, Mr. Boro taking some damage, but somehow manages to survive. But Genzi will be taking down Tokle, and that Tokle will be finished off. And Salty squad getting into a good start, getting those early knocks and confirmations, certainly helping them getting those kill points. But Jane taking down Vcash, and this is going to be an interesting fight. Salty's Roostin getting shots from his left inside, and Vcash, he needs to save him from some angle over here right now. But Mr. Boro coming into the fray, taking down Jane from Kira, and will also finish him off. And Salty's, blah blah blah, Johnny's apparent favorite player, is also engaging over there. But right now, what we see in front of our screen is Team PWP versus Team AGS.
Yep, this is going to be an interesting fight as well. PWP with slight high ground with the player. He has been spotted out. Daliod taking down Lake OP, even though he was the one whose head was popped up. And the shots from the DMR just missing their mark. SK49 just waiting for another opening to be made so that he can just charge in with his teammate Boliang and just go on a path of destruction. And Gole might be taken down. Takes damage, falls down to 40% HP, but still manages to survive. Lake has been revived as well. He's gonna heal up, and he's gonna be back on his feet, ready to fight these players of PWP.
Yeah, certainly. They are looking ready, but PWP might have a possible chance of getting third-partied in the process, and blah, blah, blah. He has to figure out some way that he can hold on to the members of Team Rivals. They can make that push happen, but yes, Rushan has gone in for that revive onto its Vcash. Vcash is up on his feet right now. He is healing up, but for how long? They have to make that retreat also. They have to get inside the compound. But Vcash, quite an interesting choice of weaponry here over here, using Bison, and we had seen players doing wonders with this weapon, especially in the lands of Vikendi. And one thing about Vikendi, if you observe, players tend to get a lot of SMGs dropped out, and the best part about SMGs is you can keep a lot of ammo. You do not have to worry about it, considering the small size. So kind of comes in handy when you love to spray and pray.
You know what the worst thing is? Worst thing for me personally?
Yeah.
It's the best thing as well about SMGs. It's the rate of fire. If you end up missing the first spray, that's going to be it. You're going to get charged upon and finished off.
Yeah, that really happens a lot. And especially with Bison. Bison does have a good rate of fire, but the drop that it has, when you tend to get shots being fired onto its long distance, you really need to take care of that bullet drop. Try to hit your shots just a tad bit higher than where you want to aim. And that's a bullet velocity as well, kind of resulting into that massive bullet drop that we get to see. So you need to really know your angles right. You need to know how to shoot with an SMGs on that long mid-range engagement. And there's one more sniper that really is like an SMG, VSS. I mean, there was a time when a lot of players, a lot of teams loved using that weapon, because in the final circles, that was really fruitful, and that was really helpful for all these players. But somewhere down the line, the meta has kind of changed, as you can say it has evolved. A lot of people are actually not opting for the VSS anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people have sort of swayed away from the weapon, and I mean, we do see it in action sometimes here and there, but it's still in the early game stages. Sort of being the weapon has been reduced to what we see shotguns being used for, early game fights. Late game, you definitely want to pick up something better, but talking about things in a better position, that's going to be players of TDP who were knocked down. They want to fight, so they want to be on their feet. The revives are going to come in, but they're in a really bad situation, and Kira peaceful. As I said, not peaceful at all. One nade is going to finish off every single player from TDP.
That was a perfect Kobe coming in out there from Team Kira out there. And they've been so good. But right now, they are also on the receiving end. And this time, they are engaging with Team 4 Archangels. And Nuhan has spotted him there. The entire team, in fact, over there, spraying down onto him. But does have an Uzi. Now, what do you do with an Uzi on such a long range? I mean, that's a long mid-range, and this is where the weapon falls short. Alright, this weapon is a glass cannon, but only on those close range encounters.
I mean, it's a cannon in the close range. It's a cannon that hits you with a lot of needles, but those needles do the damage as well. Because Uzis and SMGs in general beat the Bison as well. The incredible thing is the rate of fire. The DPS increases in close ranges, but at long to mid ranges, the spread of the bullets is so weird that you will hardly connect anything. And if you connect, that's going to be a miracle, or the game's RNG. But still, it's a big challenge. Even with the update wherein you were able to use scopes and the hollow sight and the red dot, even that did not make it viable from mid to long ranges. It's still a close range weapon. You have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very devastating weapon in the close range. But talking about Venom Legends, Tetron going on a spree, taking down 2 players of PWP over there. And YOLO will be taking down Still Alive, who is not alive anymore. And Leon is standing strong with his teammate Bolihang, but how long is the question? SK49 has gotten the revive, but Kurkure will be taking down members of RisingNepal. C1 Crazy and Detron has been spotted out in the open as Bolihang is gonna be in the receiving end, and SK49 getting a knockdown from Detron. Can he provide the cover fire in the right nick of time? Yes, Bolihang does that, but he will be taken down by the players from Angry Springs. Lucky, in fact, being the one who is dishing out so much damage. YOLO will finish off Bolihang, and all those straight fire knocks are coming in, and we have seen this time and again in Vikendi. The initial phase is kind of slow, but when it tends to go running, it does not really stop.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop anytime soon either, as we do see these two teams right next to each other on the very edge of the circle. 4 Archangels is trying to keep rivals RisingNepal away from the circle, and what a surprise! Venom Legends take an early exit on the 14th position in this game with just 1 kill to their name. Boom Twice. Is it just me, or even you think Boom Twice is going to be stuck? Alright, he just pops the smoke onto his right side and runs to his teammates in a straight line.
Well, as long as you can get to your teammates, no complaints from my side as well. So, PWP Esports have finally been eliminated, but they are decent. They have qualified. They have nothing much really to worry about. But team trust the process. Just that 1 point from this entire game, and that really made things worse. But if now the teams that are just below them, if they can pull off a good performance, then they might be in some trouble. But right now, members of Team Rivals have spotted down players from Abrupt Slayers. Both these teams have qualified, so they can just go all in. They can make those commitments and they can make those pushes happen. But Legend being a victim to the play zone, and courtesy to the shots coming in from the players from Team Rivals, and Nemesis, he does not really want to stop. And the kill feed is completely dancing around as kills after kills we can witness. But Mr. Burrow having the grows. Demonic is not a demon in front of his weapon, as he will cause his death. And Team Thunder, yet he's Marshall. Oh my god, he is in some enemy territory.
Yeah, he's behind the enemy's lines, quite literally, but Mr. Bore is going to spot him out. The Groza's action is going to be there, and the finish off is going to come in for the squad of Thunder. Yeti is on the 12th position. 11 teams surviving in this game, and it looks like Rivals X, they are just going to go on another domination. 2 of the players were knocked down, but the revives are going to come in as they have cleared out any sort of threats that were there that they were facing. But 1971 Gladiators, they are still in this game. They have 0 kills though, but they are still alive. As long as they are alive, that means they have the opportunity to get more kills. Let's see if Soulz Squad is going to allow them to do that. 7C Esports eliminated on the 11th position with 4 kills. That's going to be 5 points going in for that team, which is still better than the 1 point they had in the last game.
Yeah, it's still better, but is it going to be enough? That we will get to know after this game ends. But Soulz Squad, they are still surviving. They've got a couple of kills for themselves. 4 Archangels, they're in the middle of almost 2 or 3 teams. Just beside them, we have Team RisingNepal. We have the members of Team Kira as well. Don Dai does not really want to stop. Takes down Cooney, but it will instantly get traded off by Prerak. And there goes RisingNepal being eliminated. Team Kira, they are playing out of their minds in this particular game. But Team Soulz Squad, they have the zone's favor. They have the blessings of the circle. They do not really have to move. And the 6th circle will be starting to close in soon. And T4M Alpha finding whatever he can. But Insane, he's taking a bit of a damage, and so is Alpha. Right now, Insane has to heal up at the right nick of time, and Shanul and Gole will be pushing out any moment, but Lucky will has been knocked. Muffin takes a knock as well, and Insane, a courtesy to a good fight, but the numbers were too much, and with that, T4M officials have been eliminated.
Yeah, in just a matter of seconds, we do see teams fall one after the other, just like, snow in the land of Vikendi. And we do have a lot of fights happening at the same time. 1971 Gladiators, oh, Yuri OP, his hands have been spotted out. So now blah 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 knows exactly where he is. Goes for the tap shots, but misses his mark. The distance just not being there. The accuracy, he's going to go for a second try. But 1971 Gladiators, that's not the only guy they need to worry about. This power, Mr. Boro, the man with the Groza, take him down. That's going to be a huge threat being eliminated. But blah, blah, blah from Soulz Squad. He has his entire team with him. They can aggress anytime they want. Furious health is low. Again, he needs to heal up and try and take the fight. Mr. Boro finished off with a nade. Rivals X, they are going to be pretty angry about that.
Yes, they are certainly going to be very angry about that. But right now, we have Joker from Abrupt Slayers who is in the nearby fray. And he is just pruning around in front of 4 enemies. And is he going to survive? That is definitely going to be a question. But Rivals, they are having their own trouble. The last play Trigger just surviving by the Whiskers. But for how long? As look, I told you about Team E2S OPM. You can never rule out Totter. As long as he is alive, there is still a chance for a redemption. They can get into the game, and it's just lack of a few kills. And oh my goodness, he just burst the vehicle of Trigger, just leading into slight HP damage, but not enough to knock him out. But he will be going down from somewhere else, and this time it is Boom twice who is the cause for his demise.
Yeah, the demise is going to come in. Another team taking an exit, and that's KRP's Flow with 6 kills on the 7th position. Now we are down to 6 teams, 18 players alive in this game. Soulz Squad pulling up an amazing performance in the very last match. If they get a chicken dinner in this one, that means the semi-finals are going to be theirs if they go in with that sort of a momentum. Alright, Abrupt Slayers also being taken out. The last man surviving was taken out by the players of 1971 Gladiators. So 1971 Gladiators trying their level best to make sure they get the chicken dinner in this game with at least 10 to 15 kills so that they can qualify. But is that going to be enough? As there are 17 players left. Vcash is going to be taken down by Raul. 1971 Gladiators sitting on 2 kills as of now. 1 player, Nightwing. If you remember, he was one of the first players to be eliminated in the game.
Yeah, he was, but Riddle is doing absolutely fantastic. But Kenzie from Salty, oh my goodness, all those knocks coming in, and Ruin from Salty will be finishing off the members of 1971. And with that, Mr. Wise from 4 Archangels, he is trying his level best to try and get a chicken dinner. But right now, Angry Spinks, Muffin, he is also surviving alongside his squad. And like we said, eliminated 1971 Gladiators, going down with 3 kills. But is it enough? Is it going to be sufficient for making themselves qualify down to the semi-finals? That we will have to see in a tad bit of moment, as the circle kind of favors the players of Angry Springs, and they know where their opponents are. They have got their crosshairs ready. Who is gonna get the chicken dinner? That only time is gonna tell in just a few more seconds.
Yep, we will find out in a few seconds, in fact, as there are 4 teams remaining, 10 players alive. Soulz Squad with just 1 lad left fighting in this game. The Archangels might have this one in the bag, but AGS is still there. Soulz Squad take an exit, and it's the final. Gonna say a 4v4 since the 2 players from the side of the Archangels were taken down. So it's going to be a 4v2 situation. AGS with the heavy man advantage. All right, the Archangels are coming back in the game as the revives happen, and now it's a 4v4 situation between these two teams. One last time for the group stages, a 4v4 fight in the land of Vikendi. AGS versus 4 Archangels.
Yeah, and right now the only problem with 4 Archangels is that they do not have any smokes for their cover. And right now Shanul, oh my goodness, he's been taken down by Mr. Wise. This might just be the opening, and this just might be that one knock that 4 Archangels needed. But really, Muffin keeping the pressure on. They know exactly where their opponents are. This is going to be a very, very tough task. And with that, Angry Springs getting that chicken dinner amazing, in an amazing manner, in fact. But nice try, I must say, for the players from 4 Archangels.
Yeah, it was a nice try, in fact, and a nice game as well for them. Did put up an amazing performance. Let's hope they have a good standing and a good momentum going into the semi-finals. That's going to be important, and they definitely do. Because for Archangels, we have seen them have those big, massive pop-up performances as well. We have seen them in slumps as well. The only thing I think going from here to the semi-finals the team is going to need is going to have to build up consistency.
Yeah, the consistency has to be the key right now. But let's take a look at the best player, the MVP of Vikendi, and that is definitely gonna be Boom Twice. We've seen him a lot on the kill board, engaging, taking a lot of knocks, courtesy to which he's got that 723 damage and the 4 kills, and he has survived for so long. Distance cover was a tad bit less, but even though the fact that it did not get the chicken dinner, getting the MVP is gonna make him happy.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna be happy, man, after this match. 4 kills. His team is gonna be pretty happy as well. They did get a lot of kills. Good fights coming in for their side. But AGS, even they had an amazing run. Soulz squad, the last game, they made sure this one counted.
Yeah, they certainly did make sure, and they just held on. They had the shack for themselves. They had the covers, and they kind of had pincered their opponent down. They knew where the members of Team 4 Archangels was, and all they had to do was just hold on to the covers. And the moment someone peeked, just take your shots. That was as easy as butter for them. And now we will have to take a look at the top players, the players that will be joining Boom Twice in the list.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting list. Kira Peaceful. The lads are never peaceful, as the name is. But Kurkure is going to be there with 4 kills. Then we have Muffin and Gole, and we have Heinul from AGS. All 3 players from the same team with 3 kills in there. So 9 kills just on those 3 lads.
Yes, absolutely. All these players, especially Kurkure, really standing it off. And we saw Kira Peaceful with a decent performance. It had been on the kill list. And alongside Kurkure, there was his teammate who was surviving for so long, managing to take down all those players. But we will have to see as to how many kills did Kira Peaceful get for themselves. But right now, things still stay in the favor of Team Angry Springs, as they've gotten the chicken dinner with the 2nd position going to the 4 Archangels.
Yeah, an amazing performance indeed by the Archangels. And as we were talking about Kira Peaceful, I think they got eliminated on 6th on 7th position with 6 to 7 kills. So that's the situation for them. Well, let's have a look at the match summary and see how the game was for everyone else as well, and how it was in general. 58 kills, knocks coming in 66. Good confirmation rate over there. 16 headshots. Really, really nice to see that. Smokes and nades. So this is, I would say, for the situation the circle was in, this is a little bit less.
Well, yes, but still more than Sanhok, where you barely get any utilities. A lot of teams relying on that. But when it tends to go to the Indian region, we see way more smokes being used, something around 200 to 250, which is only possible because the teams rely a lot on those smokes to survive.
Yeah, 200 mark is reached on Miramar and Erangel. On Vikendi, I would say
I've seen a couple of games.
or 180 could be the average if you're comparing the taking out the average average between the extreme. That would be a good number to be at. So slightly less, especially the circle being out in the open, a little bit more usage of utilities would have been nice to see. Grenade kills 3, that's a good number, well.
Yes, absolutely. 3 grenade kills. I kind of expect more out of this region because on the grenade kills department, because a lot of players who rely on a lot of utilities also tend to use a lot of grenades, and grenades and molotovs are a perfect utility weapon to use against your opponent in Vikendi, where you have those small compounds.
Yeah, those choke points become deadly if you have good utility, good damaging utility along with the smokes and the nades, of course. But let's have a look at the standings for this game and see how many points did the teams actually get. How many points did KRP's Flow get? Well, we'll find out right now as Angry Springs, the chicken dinner, to their side with 11 kills, 31 points for them. 4 Archangels, 9 kills in total, 23 points for the squad. Salty squad, as we said, amazing performance, 17 points in total. And there it is, KRP's Flow. 5 points for placement, 6 kills, 11 points. A good, decent performance. 1971 Gladiators, 10 points. Do you... I know they did not make it. The difference was too much.
I mean, yes, there was just that only one day where 1971 Gladiators did play decent, but apart from that, they kind of kept crumbling down, and there was nothing remaining for them. But E2S OPM, despite the fact that they lost 2 of their members early on to the game, they still held on. Just had that 1 kill, but nothing really to scoff about. But taking a look at the bottom half, we find 7C Esports. Oh my goodness, I have to see whether they're gonna make it or not. But Thunder Yeti, they're absolutely done. Their journey for the PUBG Mobile Club Open is finally over.
Thunder Yeti's trusty process, KS Invincibile as well. We're gonna have to see where they finish off in the overall standings, because it's going to be quite a big heartbreak. Some of the big names are going to be saying goodbye today.
Yes, and this will be making a path for all those new teams that have grinded their way and have worked so hard. So that is obvious. That's the way life goes. You know, you can never expect a permanent team that is going to be performing every single time. But let's take a look at the players who are throwing their hearts into the game, taking all those kills. Let's take a look at the list of the kill leaders in this particular game, and has to be Mafia Ninja. No one really, beating him up out there, but Mr. Boro really did come close with 25 kills, followed by Evil Eye. Then we have God's Reborn Entry, who was playing phenomenally well yesterday, followed by Sinister from A1 Esports. He had also had a good, decent outing.
Yeah, he definitely had a good outing, but these are just the top 5. We're going to look at the next 5 as well and see, did things change over there? And I guess the answer is going to be no. The list still remains in the same order. So DoyenKnightSs, Venom Legends, and Phantom, some of the teams that are really, really aggressive, along with the players of Rivals X. So these are the players that the other teams are going to have to look out for and be careful of in the situations, and their teams are going to be relying on them to get those kill frags. But talking about teams in the future, which are the teams that we are going to see move on from the semi-finals? That is the big question, I guess, that everyone is waiting for, and the answer is right on your screens now as we have the leaderboard with us. Top 24 moving to the semi-finals from these group stages are going to be Rivals X with 193 points. So good momentum for all these teams sitting in the top 8 right now. Rivals X, Phantom Esports, DRS, Venom Legends, Angry Springs, E2S in the top 8, A1 Esports, and God Reborn. They're going to be going into the semi-finals looking to dominate, looking to already stand prepared for the finals, and will just look to improve their performance, especially Venom Legends. I talked about this with Phoenix as well. 0 chicken dinners, the only team in the top 4 with 0 chicken dinners.
But it's the consistency that they've been maintaining. But look at Rivals X, they finally outstood Phantom Esports and now are looking so good. They're looking so comfortable. But if we take a look at the teams that have also made it inside to the semi-finals, that's Soulz of BD, Wolves Den, PWP Esports, 4 Archangels have done that as well. KRP's Flow making their entry, and the PN Crew along with High Voltage. High Voltage was a team that started off really well, but somewhere down the line they kind of tended to crumble like a cookie, and now they have somehow managed to make it into the semi-finals. But right now, these are the teams that have finally, made their road into the semi-finals. And 7C Esports and Salty Score have absolutely done that. Along with Trusty Process.
Yes. That's the big surprise. That's why I said, whoa, because did not expect that to happen. But yeah, they are. Trusty Process make it into the top 24. But now it's going to be time for the sad news. It's time to look at the 8 names that did not make it and are going to be eliminated from these group stages. It is going to be NAVI, AzraelGaming, 1971 Gladiators, T4M Officials, KS Invincibile, Thunder Yetis, 999X, and NRZ Hunters. So these 8 teams, this is where their journey in the PMCO Fall Split 2020 is going to get over. But I hope the experience with these teams sticks on and they prepare even harder and come back stronger in the next time we see them. And that's the expectation we always have from the teams. Yeah,
absolutely. Because, you know, the way the tournaments are coming up for PUBG Mobile, they're just coming back to back. So it's just a matter of a couple of months after which we are going to see more big events coming in. And these players are definitely going to practice and work even more harder to try and make it into the semi-finals and possibly into the grand finals and maybe qualify to the Pro League.
Well, yeah, they will definitely try and do that, especially the teams that have already made it into the semi-finals. Their first job is going to be to perform and stay in the top 11 in the semi-finals just so that they can reach the finals. And for that, we wish them good luck as the semi-finals are going to start from tomorrow. We are done with the group stages. It's going to be a reset as far as the points table is concerned from tomorrow onwards. So make sure to tune in into the semi-finals of this PMCO 2020 Fall Split 2000 South Asia region. My name is Varun Super Johnny John, joined by Fixes. We're going to be signing off for tonight. You guys take care, have a great night, and thank you for watching.